we are back live at Coletco for Saturday. Thank you, Seth. It's Saturday. We are live. Gonna do a Facebook sale here. I think y'all know what that means, right? All right. Okay, so welcome everybody. Let me get this shared in all the proper outlets. We're about to have a live Facebook record sale. Yep, that's what that means. Let me get this feed shared everywhere. We got the price guns are clicking. We got new vinyl. Did you give them a traffic cone?
No, I think they had that.
They had a traffic cone in their vehicle?
Yeah.
You never know when you're gonna need a traffic cone. There's some people broke down in our parking lot and they randomly pulled a traffic cone out of their back seat. And I was like, well, their vehicle must be used to breaking down. All right. Okay, I keep hitting the wrong thing. Let's copy. Okay, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, so we're live at Coletco. This is Coletco Live. We are in Lebanon, Tennessee. It is record store day. And like I said, we don't really do... Whoop, I accidentally clicked on the wrong feed. We don't really do the record store day stuff. Not that we opt out. It's never been approved. And sorry, I'm kind of babbling right now as I'm getting everything shared. Okay, now let me go over here. All right. Now, let me get it on our story. Tanner was just telling me, he said, when you go live, you're on your phone for like 10 minutes sharing stuff. I was like, well, I don't mean to be. All right, there's our YouTube feed. All right, so you can watch on YouTube as well. If you didn't know that, if anybody's just hopping on and this is all news to you, you can watch as well on YouTube. I actually share it to our Instagram. So there's our Instagram. There's the link to our YouTube channel. It's been pinned there for a while. But then I posted on our story. So let me do that right now. Story and favorites. There's I need to put that logo further up. There it is. All right. Mount Juliet here. Gills in Mount Juliet. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, so we are about to renovate the store. I'm about to get a new sign up. I think Record Store Day, I've yet to find the executive in charge. I even volunteered to fly anywhere I needed to in the world and pay for a nice lunch to have a one-on-one meeting with the Record Store Day executives, but their identities are kept top secret. So it's like trying to say you wanted to meet with Vito Clorione. It's just not going to happen. You can't get in with the Godfather. You gotta really know somebody. And I thought I knew a lot of people of our distributors and our everybody that we deal with, but that we order a lot of new vinyl from. But no one can really get us in. Nobody really can get us in with a meeting. So I'm like, well, we'll keep trying. What I've been told secretly, or not secretly, but through the grapevine, is we got to change our store around because they don't like the words antiques. And so, yeah, they don't like collectible stores. But, you know, there's some other places that's like, there's some other places that I know sells other things than records. Most of these stores do. So, yeah, kind of confusing. I just don't understand it. But I don't know. Doesn't matter to us. We have our own records here. I like to think that we specialize in vintage OG stuff anyway. We like to think of ourselves specializing in vintage OG, hard to find, clean, nice, original copies. But as you see, I will promote the heck out of new vinyl because it's super popular. So, okay, let's go through some titles. I don't know what's here on the table, but we'll go through it right quick. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We're going to be live for a while tonight, going through new arrivals. We have Breaking Benjamin Ember. Breaking Benjamin Ember is $29.99. $29.99 Breaking Benjamin Ember. Muddy Waters. This is After the Rain. Muddy Waters, $29.99. Muddy Waters After the Rain, $29.99. Pearl Jam, their self-titled album, $46.99. Pearl Jam, $46.99. That's Pearl Jam self-titled, aka the Avocado album. If you want some live Pearl Jam, here's some live Pearl Jam at Fox Theater, Atlanta, 1994, $24.99. If you didn't have enough new vinyl in you already tonight, we've got 4 crates of new vinyl arrivals, and Seth or Tanner, there's 4 crates of new vintage stuff in the back too that will need to be wheeled up here. So we've actually got 4 crates of vintage and 4 crates of new. That's probably enough to get us through part 1 before we take a break, usually by 10:30 or so. So that's what's going on. All right, so Pearl Jam Live, Pearl Jam self-titled, Kiss Revenge, $33.99 for Kiss Revenge. That's the 2014 remaster. I always say that because there's people usually ask, so I got to just saying that naturally. That's the 2014 Kiss remastered their entire catalog on vinyl. This is the newest Overkill album that came out today, one of the few non-record store day. This is Overkill Scorched, $36.99. Overkill Scorched, $36.99. The Velvet Underground Loaded. Velvet Underground Loaded, $31.99. That's on clear vinyl. Clear vinyl, $31.99. Velvet Underground Loaded. And we have Jethro Tull. This is the last copy I think I have left on the Coke bottle clear vinyl. That is $38.99. $38.99. He's naming prices. Do we have somebody new watching? If anybody's news watching, looks like we got several new people watching, asking questions. So here's how this works. So right now, I'm just showing stuff by it now. See this back row? Here in a minute, I'm going to start laying a couple records up here and putting them up for auction. Right now, these are all buy it now. So you just comment what you want. You don't even have to put sold. Like if you want Jethro Tull, like Randy just put JT, that means Jethro Tull. And that means that's sold to him. But before that, we had a question. Almost said Chuck Orlando, but that says Chuck Ortolano. Ortolano said how much was Kiss? Kiss is $33.99 for Kiss Revenge, and that's a 2014 remaster, $33.99. So Chuck, if you want one of those, just say Kiss sold, Kiss Revenge, $33.99. Actually, the first claim in the correct order goes to Darren Wortman, and that was for the Pearl Jam self-titled album. Then Randy wants the Jethro Tull. That's sold to Randy. Chris DeMoss wants the Pearl Jam Live, Fox Theater. Sherry Darnell wants Muddy Waters, and those are all sold. That almost wiped out the bin so far. Still got Breaking Benjamin, Ember. Breaking Bad's good too. We have Pearl Jam, Fox Theater, Kiss Revenge, and Kiss Revenge again. There's the new Overkill album, $36.99. And yes, that is new Jethro Tull. That is new Jethro Tull. That is like a new release. That's like their, what does it say on the hype sticker? 33rd album or something. So Velvet Underground Loaded. Lou Reed, great stuff here. This one has Sweet Jane on it and Rock and Roll. Who Loves the Sun? Great stuff on that one. Clear vinyl, of course, originals on that, getting more and more pricier as the days go by. The 23rd studio album by Jethro Tull. Yes, the 23rd studio album. Townes Van Zandt. Townes Van Zandt, this is a far cry from dead. Townes Van Zandt is $36.99. First time that was ever on vinyl, $36.99. And AC/DC, Stiff Upper Lip. AC/DC, Stiff Upper Lip. This is $34.99. $34.99. That we've had in for a couple weeks now, but that was out of print, out of stock for a long time. $34.99 on that. Let's see here. Let me see if I missed anything. Wish I had a record store close by. Yeah, a lot of our customers, people ask, of course, we have a lot of people who shop that live within a 50-mile radius of us. We have some people out of the country, but a lot of people who tune in and watch our shows, probably, I've had some people tell me, like out in Idaho, we got several customers, they're like, it's 135 miles from the nearest, it's 135 miles from the nearest record store or something like that. So, pretty incredible. Wasp Headless Children is $39.99. Wasp Headless Children, $39.99. I was like, wow, that's, of course, we live here in Middle Tennessee, and like downtown Nashville, there's a dozen record stores. And here where we're at, actually after you get east of Nashville, we're one of the last few record shops until you get to Cookeville. And in Cookeville, the one that was there for years, Compact Discovery, we bought them out a few years ago when he decided to retire. So, and then when you get past that, there's not a lot that's open 5-7 days a week that's actually record stores. So, Tanner, I think a guy just came up to the door, but that's maybe with them. He pecked on the door. I gave him a hold on 1 second type deal. Okay, Bon Jovi, Crossroads, $44.99. Cage the Elephant, Mellophobia, $28.99. Cage the Elephant, Mellophobia, $28.99. Pink Floyd Relics, $34.99. Pink Floyd Relics, $34.99. And Anthrax, Fistful of Metal. Anthrax, Fistful of Metal is $33.99. Corey Wade, I think this is the only Cage the Elephant you didn't get last night. You got it now. That's sold to Cage. That's sold to Corey Wade. Cage the Elephant. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything else. A lot of comments. I don't make sure I don't miss any claims. Let's see here. Can I get more of the total? Yes, David, let me know if you want on the waiting list. If so, just let me know. Greg Rogers on the Cage the Elephant waiting list as well. Okay, Hall & Oates. Hall & Oates is $28.99. That's Rock and Roll Soul Part 1. That is $28.99 for Hall & Oates, Rock and Roll Soul Part 1. Anthrax is actually the full 12-inch album. This is the full 12-inch album, single LP. This is not the 4-disc 10-inch. That is $33.99. Wasp sold to Marco Martinez. Wasp sold to Marco Martinez. And Tanner just stepped back inside, so let me get him updated. Tanner, Corey Wade got Cage the Elephant. Greg Rogers on waiting list for Cage the Elephant, Mellophobia. Marco Martinez got the Wasp. And then we need David Johnson on the Jethro Tull waiting list. We got 2 copies of Anthrax left. There's the Hall & Oates Greatest Hits. There's the other Cage the Elephant, Tell Me I'm Pretty, $28.99. We've had several of those in the last couple weeks. $28.99 for Cage the Elephant. And the Tarantino Experience. Like I said, last call on this one, last show of the week, has that split on the seam. I'm going to return that if no one wants this one. I don't think I can get any more. That's why I usually offer the damaged one. That's $44.99. Austin Cauldron wants to Tell Me I'm Pretty claim. That's Cage the Elephant. That's sold to Austin Cauldron. So, let's see. U2 Singles, $38.99. Last copy of that we have left. The Bleach anime soundtrack, blue vinyl. That is $44.99. $44.99. Let's see. Austin got Cage the Elephant. Greg wants to second the Cage. That we'll have to put you on a waiting list for that one, Greg. That was Cage the Elephant, Tell Me I'm Pretty. If that's okay, just let us know. U2, Under a Blood Red Sky. Awesome live U2, $33.99. Under a Blood Red Sky. Neck Deep, 10th anniversary on orange vinyl, $28.99. And the new Run the Jewels. This is the indie exclusive on yellow vinyl. Run the Jewels is kind of a... Run the Jewels has reimagined their hit album, Run the Jewels 4, through the prism of Latin America. That's pretty interesting. $44.99. Greg says yes on both. So he got the waiting list. Okay, so he's on 2 Cage the Elephant waiting list. You got it. George Buchanan on U2. That's sold to George Buchanan. And Bob Marley and the Wailers, Exodus. Bob Marley is $36.99. Bob, yeah, I don't know what I was about to say there. $36.99 for Exodus. One of the few, how many of these we have left? 2 copies of the limited edition White Stripes colored vinyl anniversary edition. Y'all are going to like the stuff I bought yesterday. Of course, I'm sure y'all have all seen the Jar of Flies. And buddy, let me tell you, I have to apologize to my mom anytime I post a picture of an Alice in Chains record. The next day, she's bombarded. My mom, usually here on Saturdays, we've had phone calls, people showing up to the store. One guy came in here, he left evidently fighting mad because he couldn't buy that record. My mom told him it'd be for sale on Facebook. Alice in Chains, Jar of Flies can get people so just angry. I don't know if I like selling them or not. It's kind of like Badlands. So Josh Ragland got Exodus. And let's see here. Is there any 10-inch Anthrax left? I don't think so. I don't think so. But anytime I post a big collection, a lot of people are following our page, and they have no idea we do this. That's what I was telling our crew here today. I was like, we do this every night, and there's even locals that are probably like right down the road, and they have no idea we do this. And they see posts where we buy records, and they show up the next day thinking we sell them here in the store. And we don't. We sell them on Facebook, and it's usually advertised, and we pre-plan it. So just so everybody knows, Jar of Flies will be sold either Monday or Tuesday night. But that's just one record. I bought 200 or 300, but last night there are a lot of grails in there. Y'all are really going to like that batch. They'll be for sale Monday or Tuesday night, and it'll be well advertised. But yeah, that Jar of Flies, I mean, people call in the store, how much is it? Can I buy it? Will you ship it? Can you hold it? People coming in the store, hey, where's that Jar of Flies at? I'm here to buy it. Like my mom said, this one guy got very upset because it's right behind the counter. I don't think she showed it to him, but she said, it's not for sale. Like, he sells it on Facebook. So Kiss is $36.99. Peter Criss is $36.99. And How the Grinch Stole Christmas is $36.99. That's on green vinyl. Okay, there was no sale last night. No, I went to buy records, and I bought toys and cassettes and signs and all kinds of stuff. So, and actually, that's where we just got back from today. We went and bought the rest of it. So we've been buying the last couple of days. All right, I'm just going to read through these titles, and I'm going to start showing new stuff. So thanks everybody that's tuned in so far. It's Record Store Day. Like I said, we don't participate, but we're going to have a lot of cool new stuff. I got 4 crates of all new vinyl that's like stuff I haven't had before. So here we go. One last call through here. If you want prices, let me know. Breaking Benjamin, Pearl Jam Live. That's an unofficial. Kiss Revenge. If anybody's watching you, if you see anything you want, just claim it. We'll sell it to you, then give you instructions on how to pay. Overkill, last copy, $36.99. We have Velvet Underground Loaded. Towns Van Zant, AC/DC, Stiff Upper Lip. Wasp, Headless Children, $39.99. Best of Bon Jovi, $44.99. Pink Floyd Relics. We have Anthrax. That is on colored vinyl, by the way, but it's not the 10-inch. And then the Hall & Oates Rock and Roll Soul Part 1. Dan Triaga wants the Kiss Revenge. That's sold to Dan Triaga. Brett Mylin on the Overkill. Craig put BRB. I think that means be right back. And let's see here. Chuck D. Lorenzo. I just ran out of Overkill. Let me know if you're okay with a waiting list for that. I can get you a copy next week, but that was our last copy. Chuck wants Kiss Revenge. Now, I just introduced Chuck earlier to our sale. That is for sure Chuck's first purchase. Chuck or Delano. I think it works out better if I say that faster. Chuck, that's so to you. Thank you. Now, first-time buyers, I need you to message our page, which is this Facebook page. If you're on Facebook, with your email address and your mailing address. If you're not on Facebook and you're watching on YouTube for the first time, pretty much the same thing, but you can message us through our website via an email form that we will send you a link to. So first-time buyers, just message our Facebook page right now if you're going to buy something or if you've already bought something. We'll send you an invoice either tomorrow or Monday. We invoice on Sundays and Mondays. It takes us 2 days now because we have a lot of customers every week. Wayne Heat, I also put you on a waiting list for that Overkill. The Anthrax was $33.99, Fistful of Metal. And so there's 2 versions of that in print right now. It's this version, which is colored vinyl, and then there's a 4-disc 10-inch set, which I don't have any more of those to my knowledge. That was for Ken. And then Ted Stevens asked how much for Wasp. Wasp was $39.99. And we have the Tarantino Experience, U2 singles. This is just a recap. We've already been through this one tonight. Bleach, the anime soundtrack, U2 Live, Neck Deep. Run the Jewels, Bob Marley Exodus, the new White Stripes Anniversary Edition, that's on colored vinyl, and Kiss Peter Chris and How the Grinch Stole Christmas, that's on green vinyls, $36.99. So I'm going to grab a crate of new vinyl we have for tonight. Then I'm going to go grab some stuff. David just took the words out of my mouth. I will start with our Japanese auctions in just a second. I think we're going to do some reductions on some stuff. And then I've got new vintage stuff. New vintage stuff as well. 4 entire crates of it. And I know that's what y'all really like. But this is an entire crate here. This is an entire crate here of new stuff that I don't think we've had before. We haven't had in a long time. I think there's a couple pre-orders in here, or a couple of pre-orders. I'll have to pull them. I know for sure, but I'll explain it when we get to it. So one more crate, and then I'll get some auctions rolling. Japanese coming in just a second. Run the Jewels was $44.99, and that was the indie exclusive. And okay, so here's one of these Record Store Day essentials that they let us have now. This is called John Prine at the Other End, $79.99. As you see, Record Store Day exclusive. But I think what happened was they limited them to 12,500, and I don't think they had them all shipped or had them all made at that time, because they've been available for a while, and I just hadn't been able to order it. Now they've called it a Record Store Day essential, or not an essential, but I forgot what the wording, but you know, I'm not a Record Store Day, and I can get these now. So John Prine is $79.99. That's John Prine at the Other End, December 1975. That is 4 LPs, 39 songs, limited to 12,500, but I think that came out a couple years ago. Never had it, though, before. Nirvana Live at the Paramount. This is on orange vinyl. Orange vinyl, $49.99, and that is a Halloween concert they did, October 31st, 1991, in Seattle, Washington. That's on orange vinyl. I have 2 of those, $49.99. One copy of Def Leppard Retroactive, that is $49.99. Def Leppard Retroactive, 2 LP, Def Leppard. And here's what I think we have a waiting list on, Tanner. I know maybe for sure 2. I didn't pull that, but this is Stryper, The Final Battle, and this is on yellow marbled vinyl, yellow marbled vinyl. I'm pretty sure, there's my laptop. I didn't pull that one, but I think there was 2 people on that waiting list. Let's see here. Cameron Nance on Nirvana. Cameron Nance first there on Nirvana. That is sold, and Chris DeMoss also on Nirvana. Who got the Strypers? David Tate and Mark Stropes. I knew 2 had already been sold. David Tate and Mark Stropes. Those are Strypers already sold. I have 1 left of that. Def Leppard, John Prine. Rob Zombie, The Sinister Urge. $29.99 for Rob Zombie, The Sinister Urge. And Nirvana, Incesticide. Nirvana, Incesticide. That is the 2 LP, 45 RPM, $56.99. And I know there was James Bragg. Let's see here. Bragg. Mr. Bragg, yes. He was on a waiting list for that one too. Check my memory on that one, but I think that's accurate. Kelly Gabney wants the Stryper. That's sold to Kelly Gabney. Greg Rogers on the Def Leppard, and Austin Cauldron on Nirvana. And I think that was this one right here that I just showed, right? Incesticide. If so, Austin, that's so to you. Chad, what was Stiff Upper Lip's album? That was AC/DC Stiff Upper Lip. AC/DC Stiff Upper Lip, $34.99. $34.99. AC/DC Stiff Upper Lip, $34.99. I have those in stock if you need one. The Doors, LA Woman. When I order these, I don't know if I'm going to get these or not, but I did. This is the RTI pressing of LA Woman, $31.99 for The Doors, LA Woman, RTI. This title has been available for quite some time. I thought I had it back ordered. Luckily, I saw it in stock and I was able to grab them, and that is Iron Maiden Power Slave. Or at least I didn't have it back ordered with this distributor. $36.99 for Power Slave. $36.99. Did I get the Nirvana Live? Yes, Chris, I got you for a Nirvana Live, and also Cameron Nance. Yes. Power Slave, $36.99. This one's been out for a while. Very desirable Iron Maiden album in any format. In any format. New, vintage, repress. Very popular. usually one people come in the store asking for, Power Slave. There's one for Jeffrey Walker. There's one for Richard Allen. I've got 3 left. Now I've got 2 left. Kelly Gabney's going to grab one. Now there's 2 left. And somebody was asking about this the other night. Cream Disraeli Gears. $33.99 for Cream Disraeli Gears. That is $33.99. Let's see. George Buchanan and Jared Benoit on the last 2 Iron Maidens. George Buchanan and Jared Benoit on the last 2 Iron Maidens. Jeff Johnson, let me know which Nirvana you want. If you want Incesticide, or if you want Incesticide, or if you want the Live at the Paramount. Those are both sold out, but I can get you either one of those you want. Kevin Doxey and Greg Rogers, both on Cream. Cream and Cream. Kevin Doxey and Greg Rogers. Those are both sold. Disraeli Gears. If anybody else wants one of those, let me know. This is a lot of stuff we haven't had in stock in quite some time. Smashing Pumpkins, or some very popular restocks like this one. This isn't unofficial. It's from Parachute Records. It's essentially Smashing Pumpkins Unplugged and More. $19.99. That is $39.99. Sly and the Family Stone's Greatest Hits. Great stuff here. $28.99 for Sly and the Family Stone's Greatest Hits. Primus, Sailing the Seas of Cheese. Primus, $36.99. I don't know where this is pressed, but it's in one of those resealable bags like where they make QRP records, but that might not be the case. $36.99 for Primus. And Megadeth In Game. Megadeth is $46.99. Megadeth In Game, $46.99. 2 copies of the Rolling Stones Let It Bleed. The Rolling Stones Let It Bleed, $36.99. What a great album. Gimme Shelter, Can't Always Get What You Want. Monkey Man, $36.99. We might want to check that one. There may be a list for that, but I'm not for sure. Greg Rogers on Primus, Cameron Nance on the Smashing Pumpkins, and Ron Phillips on one Rolling Stones, James Bragg on the other, Megadeth. Let me type that in right quick. Tanner is writing names. Let's see, make sure I don't miss anything. I went through these crates and I was like, yeah, no, none of these are pre-orders. Then I look at them again and I'm like, you know what? They actually are. All right, so yeah, nobody on Rolling Stone. So I do have one left. So Greg got Primus, Cameron Nance got Smashing Pumpkins, Ron Phillips on the Rolling Stones, James Bragg on Megadeth, and Syd Barrett, the Madcap Laughs. This is usually an import only. This is actually the U.S. version, $36.99. The Madcap Laughs, Syd Barrett, $36.99. Offspring Smash, $29.99. And this is a compilation from Tommy Boy Records. Tommy Boy Baddest Beats, featuring the hits from the legendary hip-hop label. That is $33.99. Naughty by Nature, Stetsasonic, Queen Latifah, Coolio, House of Pain, Jump Around, Digital Underground, Coolio, Gangsta's Paradise. That is the Tommy Boy Baddest Beats comp, $33.99. Rob Scheffler on Syd Barrett and Chris DeMoss on Tommy Boy. Jeff Johnson needs on the wait list for Nirvana Live at the Paramount Orange Vinyl. So anybody want on the waiting list for that? That means they'll be in next week, which means he won't be in voice form for another week. So let me know. White Stripes Greatest Hits. I think Jeff's feed is a little far behind. White Stripes Greatest Hits, $36.99. White Stripes Greatest Hits. And Toto 4, another Record Store Day essential. This is 40th Anniversary Bloodshot Vinyl. I've had these before. This is a colored vinyl version of Toto 4 featuring Africa. $29.99 for Toto 4. Lou Reed Transformer. This is another Record Store Day 50th Anniversary white vinyl. Record Store Day essential, that is. White vinyl. This has Walk on the Wild Side, Vicious. Classic album from Lou Reed. $29.99 and Hotel California. I guess it was last Saturday when I was here in the store for about half of a day. We sold 2 or 3 new copies of this from different buyers. And I was like, you never can have enough Hotel California. $31.99 for the Eagles. Dale Cooper on a Toto, and so is Jared Benoit. Wow, we almost wiped that bin out. I'm about to go through this one more time with what's left. I've got 3 more crates of new vinyl, but next we're going to do a crate of new vintage arrivals. First thing in here is John Prine Live at the Other Side. That's a live show from 1975, $79.99. That's a 4 LP. Live John Prine, $79.99. Rob Zombie, Sinister Urge, $29.99. The Doors, LA Woman, pressed at RTI, $31.99. Sly and the Family Stones Greatest Hits, $28.99. The Rolling Stones Let It Bleed, $36.99. Offspring Smash, $29.99. The White Stripes Greatest Hits, $36.99. Lou Reed Transformer, $29.99. And the Eagles Hotel California, $31.99. Greg needs to put back Primus, so we still have Primus left, $36.99. Sailing the Seas of Cheese, but Greg Brummett wants the Rolling Stones. All right, let's go through our first crate of new vintage stuff. I may have to step to the back in just a moment and get some new new Japanese auctions up for you. But let me figure out what we have here first. Let me see. It looks like we got a bin of check condition stuff. I think I'm not for sure which one. I guess whichever one's marked. Let me see what I've got in here. Okay. Yeah, so new check condition stuff. New check condition stuff. Let's see what we got in here. Greg Rogers also wants White Stripes. Let's sell that to Greg Rogers. That's White Stripes Greatest Hits. All righty. No wait list. Okay. Jeff, I think your feed, if you can hear me, Jeff Johnson, your feed is severely delayed, like 4 minutes or more, maybe 5 minutes. You might want to completely close out of your YouTube app and come back. All right, new vintage arrivals. First is a VG minus Led Zeppelin 2, $14.99. It's a VG minus CTH press, $14.99. Led Zeppelin 2, VG minus, $14.99. VG plus, $29.99. VG plus, $29.99 for Aerosmith, self-titled. VG plus, $29.99. 1973 Terre Haute. Aerosmith self-titled. VG plus, $29.99. Blue Cheer, new improved. Blue Cheer, new improved Blue Cheer. That's a VG copy, $19.99. And this is all check condition stuff. Somebody watching new, I'm going to be telling you the grade of these. And that's the grade that it is, just in case anybody needs watching. Sorry, I got distracted there for a second. But yeah, these are check condition. We've still cleaned them. Whatever the grade is on the back is the grade of what I'm telling you. And everything in here is a check condition record. Okay, so first comment is Aerosmith. No misprint. No walking the dig. It says walking the dog. And so unless you want that, Gavin, that's sold to Joe Gabriel. Wolves Council on Blue Cheer. And Josh Ragland on Led Zeppelin 2. Those are all sold. Next is James Brown sings Raw Soul. That's a VG copy, $19.99. James Brown sings Raw Soul. That's a VG copy, $19.99. Gary Mulligan meets Stan Getz, VG, $19.99. Verve, that's a cool cover. VG copy, $19.99. Josh needs to put back the Exodus he claimed earlier. Charlie Parker, Yardbird. Charlie Parker is a VG plus, $9.99. Elvis Gold Records Volume 4, EX, $12.99. EX, $12.99. If anybody wants this copy of Exodus, it is $36.99. It's the Jamaican pressings. Ignore that sticker that says Made in the USA. It is a Jamaican pressing. Okay, Craig put BRB one more time. Must mean be right back. He must be busy tonight. Craig must be busy tonight. Okay, let's put up a couple new Japanese pressings. Let's see, maybe some stuff. I feel like a couple of these I've put up. We'll see what's going on here. I'll start those in just a second. If I run out of Japanese stuff to sell tonight, I'll put up. We had some awesome OG stuff. We had a late show Thursday night. We were going through new arrivals at like 11:30. And there was some awesome stuff that y'all probably wasn't watching. So we'll put those up for auction. Ken Helplin wants the Charlie Parker. That's sold to Ken. We have Pink Floyd, the final cut. That's a VG copy, $19.99. Patricia Callahan wants Elvis Gold. That's sold to Patricia Callahan. The Rascals Greatest Hits Timepiece, VG Plus, $14.99 for the Rascals Greatest Hits Timepiece, and Joe Walsh. But seriously, folks, that's a VG Plus, $14.99. Austin Cauldron on Pink Floyd, The Final Cut. Joe Walsh has Life's Been Hard. Chico Hamilton, his Great Hits on ABC Impulse, VG Plus, $24.99. Joe Walsh on So Do Krista Moss. That's So Do Krista Moss. And Eddie Harris, High Voltage, VG Plus, $19.99. Eddie Harris, High Voltage. George Buchanan, you were second to Joe Walsh. Dan Hicks and his Hot Licks, original recordings, EX, $12.99. Dan Hicks, Hot Licks, and his Hot Licks. Santana Amigos, EX copy, $17.99 for Santana Amigos. And Steppenwolf. This is Steppenwolf, self-titled, VG copy, $14.99. Has this original foil cover with it, $14.99 on that. And Soft Machine 6, VG Plus, $19.99. VG Plus, $19.99. Soft Machine 6, VG Plus, $19.99. Jared Benoit needs to put back Power Slave from earlier. You got it. That's our only copy now. I don't think we had a wait list for that, but if anybody wants that, let me know. Okay, Doobie Brothers Stampede. I don't know if we put this up earlier or not before, but we'll start this for $25. Doobie Brothers Stampede. This is a near mint and pristine Japanese pressing. There is the LP. There is the Japanese insert. Cover and obi, very nice. That's only a $25 start. That's put back for right now, but give me 1 second. Richard Baker wants Soft Machine. Greg Rogers on Steppenwolf. Randy Scarborough says he'll take the Power Slave that was put back. And 38 Special Tour de Force. This is also a $25 start. This is 38 Special Tour de Force. Nice Japanese pressing. Near mint and pristine. There's the LP. There's the Japanese insert. There's the cover and obi. $25 start on that as well. Doobie Brothers, $25, now $30. And let's see here. The stuff that I got yesterday. That will be sold Monday or Tuesday. It will definitely be well advertised, especially the stuff like Jar Flies. There's a couple other almost, I would probably call them grails in there. So y'all are definitely going to want to tune in. If you like Oingo Boingo, I think we got the entire discography. Also, you should see the 45s we got. Really cool stuff. So, all right, America. This is VG Plus, $14.99 for America, self-titled. That includes A Horse of No Name. All around, though, a great album. Doobie Brothers 30, 38 Special, also 30. The Beach Boys, Keeping the Summer Alive. VG Plus, $12.99. The Beach Boys, Keeping the Summer Alive. VG Plus, $12.99. The Beach Boys Love You. VG Plus, $14.99. And Frank Zappa, a quad pressing, EX, $39.99. That is Overnight Sensation by the Mothers, and that's a quadra disc. EX copy, $39.99. George Buchanan, First to America. That's sold to George Buchanan. Frampton Comes Alive, VG Plus, $19.99 for Frampton Comes Alive. Ryan Foster, first to Frank Zappa. Brian C. was second. Boston, Don't Look Back, is a VG Plus, $24.99 for Boston, Don't Look Back. And Little Red Riding Hood, Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs. VG Plus, $19.99 for Little Red Riding Hood, Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs. Brewer and Shipley, Tarkio, EX copy, $17.99. That has their hit, One Toke Over the Line. Final call on the Doobie Brothers. We got Kevin Dokesy at $30 and George Buchanan at $30 on 38 Special. Those are both going twice, going 3 times. Anybody see an open can of Monster laying around here anywhere? That's it right there. I'll take that. I need it. I can already tell it's working, though. What's that smell? Chick-fil-A? I used to eat Chick-fil-A every day, and then I got kind of burned out. Maybe like once a month now or something. McKendree Spring, Second Thoughts. VG Plus, $14.99. Pink Floyd, a collection of great dance songs. VG Plus, $29.99. Greg Rogers wants the Tarkio by Brewer and Shipley. Bob Dylan's Greatest Hits Volume 2. VG Plus, $29.99. Greatest Hits Volume 2. There's Toto 4 if you want a vintage copy. That's a VG copy, $12.99. Austin Cauldron on Pink Floyd, Austin Cauldron on Pink Floyd, and Humble Pie Smoking. VG, $9.99 for Smoking Humble Pie. Honeymoon Suite, Gold Stamp Promo. That's a VG copy, $9.99. And the Jazz Soul of Little Stevie Wonder, VG copy, $14.99. Zappa, Tarkio, Pink Floyd. Gary Samuels, first to Toto. Greg, you were second. Randy Scarborough, first to Humble Pie. And let's see here. What auctions? We got Doobie Brothers and 38 Special. Those are like about to be sold. I'm about to go through this crate. I'm going to show a few more records, 30 and 30. About to sell both of them. Red Bull is better than Monster. Oh, man, I don't know. These are, you know, to have no sugar, which no telling what else they put in, but they're pretty tasty. This is I got this flavor thanks to Chris DeMoss. I usually don't go buy a new flavor. If somebody's like, here, try this, I'm like, okay. Tom Ulanowski wants Sam the Sham. That's sold to Tom Ulanowski and Ron Duffield on Honeymoon Suite. Let's go through that crate one more time. Not before I end these two auctions, which is the Doobie Brothers, sold to Kevin Doxey for $30, and George Buchanan got 38 Special for $30. I may pull out some of these OG records over here, as in US stuff. I guess the Japanese stuff's OG too, but some of the stuff that maybe didn't get bought up the other night, we'll put it up for auction and make sure it gets sold right now. Right, Tanner? All right, first is Dire Straits, Brothers in Arms. Dire Straits, Brothers in Arms. This is an EX copy. We're going to put this up for auction. EX copy. There's the original inner sleeve. Not bad whatsoever. Has a couple scuffs on it. Superficial surface, keeping it not being from near mint minus. But as you see, nice copy, Dire Straits. That's a $15 start. $15 start on Dire Straits. And we have the Cars Heartbeat City. Another nice copy. The vinyl on this one is VG Plus, although it looks really nice. I think it's like one stray mark keeping it from, you know, probably being a little bit higher. But that is a $15 start as well. So Dire Straits and the Cars, both $15 starts. Here's what's left in this bin. James Brown Sings Raw Soul. That's a VG copy, $19.99. Gary Mulligan meets Stan Getz. That's a VG, $19.99. The Best of the Rascals. Some good stuff on here. VG Plus, $14.99. A Beautiful Morning. Good Lovin'. Lonely Too Long. Groovin'. That's a VG Plus, $14.99. Chico Hamilton, his great hits, VG Plus $24.99. Eddie Harris, High Voltage, VG Plus $19.99. R. Wayne Heat wants the James Brown Raw Soul. That's sold to Wayne Heat. Dan Hicks was EX $12.99. Santana Amigos, EX $17.99. Then we got a couple of Beach Boys albums. We have Keeping the Summer Alive, VG Plus $12.99. And Love You was a VG Plus $14.99. Frampton Comes Alive, VG Plus $19.99. Boston Don't Look Back is a VG Plus $24.99. McKendree Spring, VG Plus $14.99. Dylan's Greatest Hits Volume 2, VG Plus $29.99. And then the Stevie Wonder, VG $14.99. We got bids on both auctions. Josh is at $15 on Dire Straits. The Cars is at $15 with Alan Totten. Going once, going twice. Mike Vandergits. First to Eddie Harris. That's sold to Mike Vandergist. Let me grab a new crate of records. If anybody else wants anything in there, or you have additional questions, or you'd like to purchase something, or some people might even want to pay more. The other night, we had a guy who was like, you know what? I'll give you twice sticker for that, Seth. That happened. Remember that, Tanner? Tanner, don't remember that, actually. All right, let's go through this crate of new vinyl. Go through these crates. I feel like we're going through these lightning fast tonight. Anybody else agree? Maybe it's the monster in me kicking in. All right, final call on Dire Straits 15. Final call on the Cars for 15. Here's what I can tell you about the track list on these. They're great albums. That's all you need to know, okay? They're great albums. Great albums. Bad Company, $34.99. This was also originally a Record Store Day release. Classic live album on vinyl for the first time, and it's on orange vinyl. This is limited to 6,500. Bad Company, live 1979. $34.99 for Bad Company. The Doors, Morrison Hotel, $31.99 for the Doors. Morrison Hotel, $31.99 for the Doors. Morrison Hotel. Primus. This is called the Desaturating 7. Desaturating 7 is on rainbow splatter colored vinyl. $29.99 for Primus. And I've got 2 copies in stock of Creed, My Own Prison. First time on vinyl, featuring 4 Billboard hot mainstream rock #1 singles. 4 #1 singles off of this, off the rock charts. My Own Prison, Torn, What's This Life For, and One. $29.99. Okay, let me go back up to the top here. We have Did You Get Any More De La Soul? I actually got a ping that we're getting 8 more copies next week, but I don't know if those are colored vinyl or black vinyl. The Cars is at 20. The Cars is at 15. We already had a $15 bid, but the Cars is at 20. Ken, Dire Straits is at 15. We have another $15 bid. The Cars is at 16. So multiple bids kind of all over the place on those. James Bragg first to Bad Company. Alan Totten's at 20 on the Cars. Greg Rogers first on Primus. Greg Rogers first on Primus. Brittany Bragg, we'll put you on a waiting list for that one. Creed, Ryan Foster, and Mike Venergitz, both on Creed. Creed and Creed, those are both sold. When this was announced, I was like, whoa, they're finally pressing this on vinyl. And we pre-sold a bunch of them. Then we sold a lot, and I had forgot to keep it in stock, but those 2 are sold, and we'll keep a waiting list going for that one. I'm probably going to go ahead and order a bunch before that thing goes out of print, because that wasn't easy to get for a long time. So those go to Ryan and Mike. We'll put Susie and Paul Brothers on a waiting list. Angela Leckington on the Doors, Morrison Hotel. So here's what I have on bids. Josh Ragland's at 17 on Dire Straits, Brothers in Arms. And the Cars, Heartbeat City, Alan Totten has that for 20. This is a VG Plus. This is an EX copy. Def Leppard, Euphoria, $39.99 for Def Leppard Euphoria, $39.99. The very best of Electric Light Orchestra all over the world. Talking about some good music here. 2 LP, $36.99. Evil Woman, Don't Break Me Down. Xanadu, Strange Magic, $36.99 for ELO. The very best of the Electric Light Orchestra. America, Heritage 2. This is demos and alternate takes from America. $26.99. 1971 to 1976. That is $26.99. Only one of those. And Primus, Pork Soda. Pork Soda is a 2 LP, $39.99 for Pork Soda, $39.99. Queen's Greatest Hits, Volume 2, $39.99. One of the world's best-selling albums of all time. Half Speed Master at Abbey Road Studios, $39.99. All right, Jay Parr first on Electric Light Orchestra. That's the only copy of that I have. Susie Breedlove on America. George Buchanan also on that Creed waiting list. Alan Totten first to Pork Soda. Chad, is Creed weathered on vinyl yet? No, I only know of 2 Creed albums. Human Clay, which I think is about to come up in this bin, and that one. I think they've got some other stuff that hopefully comes out eventually. But no, I've never seen that one. So only thing left in here is that. I guess we can do a final call now on the Cars. Alan has that for 20, and a final call on Dire Straits. Josh Ragland's out, so both of those are at 20. Final call. That was Queen Greatest Hits Volume 2. So yeah, Volume 2, $39.99. Ozzy, Ordinary Man. This is $29.99. Ozzy Osbourne, Ordinary Man, $29.99. There's a Creed's Greatest Hits out, but I think that is only a Walmart exclusive. I'm pretty sure that's only a Walmart exclusive. Jay Parr says he has 21 on the Cars. Okay, that must have been before Alan. No, I see it now. Jay Parr, you're at 21 on the Cars. Thank you for bidding again. Jay Parr is at 21 on the Cars. So Alan, let me know if you're in or out. That's a new bid on that. Chris DeMoss wants Queen's Greatest Hits Volume 2. That is the Abbey Road Half Speed Master. And Susie on Ozzy. Yeah, but the Creed is a Walmart exclusive. That is not available to us. So, yeah, you can only get that at Walmart. I wish we could get it. Maybe they will eventually. Just like there was something else. It was an album. You could only get that album at Walmart. It was out forever. Now it's out of print. It was a soundtrack. It was on colored vinyl. Man, what was it? I forgot what that was, though. Okay, Nirvana. This is In Utero, the 2 LP. the 2LP 45 RPM 2013 mix. This is like the quintessential version of this album. $49.99. $49.99 for In Utero. Goodbye Yellow Brick Road is $49.99. Elton John and The Police, Synchronicity. Synchronicity is $33.99. New and sealed. Seems like we can never have enough copies of Synchronicity. There is that one. Okay, Brothers in Arms, which is Dire Straits. That is sold to Kirk Fields for $20. J. Parr gets the Cars, Heartbeat City for $21. And let me grab two new auctions right over here. I'm pulling some stuff out of this OG bin from the other night. Let's see what I can find. Let's see what we have in here. Let's do this Grand Funk Live, and we'll do this copy of, let's see what else we have in here. Let's do two live albums, Grand Funk Live and Bob Dylan Live, both $10 starts. We have Bob Dylan at Budokan, which is a 2LP, has the original inner sleeves with it. No, this is a VG Plus. Almost said no condition notes. This is a VG Plus. It includes the poster, really cool, full, frameable type poster, Bob Dylan at Budokan. This is a VG Plus with poster, 2LP, $10 start on Dylan at Budokan. And Grand Funk Live, no condition notes on this one. Grand Funk Live album, no condition notes on the vinyl, about a VG Plus, VG cover. It does have some seam splits. Might even call that VG minus. Very clean vinyl though. That's very nice. The vinyl condition does not match what's going on here with the jacket. $10 start on that. Nice copy though on the vinyl. $10 starts on those. Kelly Gabney first on The Police. Brent McKinney, if you're okay, I'll get you a copy of that next week, but I only had one copy of it. David Bowie, Let's Dance, $31.99 for David Bowie, Let's Dance. New remastered copy of that. And here's something I'm glad to see back in stock. David Gilmour, On an Island. David Gilmour, On an Island, $34.99. Two copies available. New and sealed David Gilmour. Primus, Frizzle Fry. Primus is $28.99. And the Black Crowes, Southern Harmony and Musical Companion, $49.99. Remedy, what a great song. Jim Gray's at 10 on Grand Funk. And Dylan, Mike McGinnis was in first on Dylan. Paul is back in at 15. The Best of Sam Cooke, some good listening here. $28.99. Chris DeMoss, first of the Black Crowes. If anybody else wants a copy, just let us know. Ozzy Osbourne, Black Rain, 2LP. It says 150 gram. Not everything made is 180. That's 150 gram. $39.99 for Ozzy, Black Rain. And Def Leppard, On Through the Night. Def Leppard, On Through the Night, $36.99. Jim Gray is at 14 on Grand Funk. And we have Queen Hot Space. I was telling you all about this. I finally found a copy. This is Half Speed Master, Queen Hot Space, new and sealed, $44.99. And I have two copies of Modest Mouse, We Were Dead Before the Ship Even Sank. Modest Mouse, $41.99. $41.99. Ozzy snorted the other 30 grams. It wouldn't surprise me. That man is... It's amazing that he's still alive. Dylan's at $15 with Paul Brothers. Mike McGinnis, let me know if you're in or out. Jim Gray has Grand Funk for $14. Those are going once, going twice. George Ellis wants Modest Mouse. I think a lot of Modest Mouse has been out of stock / out of print for a while. We got several titles tonight if you're looking for Modest Mouse. And we got an OG Modest Mouse for Monday or Tuesday night sale. Y'all are really going to like the stuff we got coming up for Monday and Tuesday sale. Austin Cauldron on Modest Mouse. Ozzy's well preserved. Yeah, that's what, I think that's the people at Harvard who studied his blood. They said he's done so much bad stuff, his body has kind of been adapted and, there he's like immortal. He might outlive Keith Richards. Okay. We have Def Leppard, Euphoria, $39.99. Queen's Greatest Hits, Volume 2. Now, don't let Volume 2 distract you. Great music on here. Under Pressure, Radio Gaga, I Want It All, I Want to Break Free, The Miracle, Hammer to Fall, The Show Must Go On, One Vision. Great Queen music. Don't let the words Volume 2 distract you. Some people's like, Volume 2. Great songs on there. $39.99. Ozzy, Ordinary Man. That is his most, well, not his most recent anymore. No, he's had a new album out since then. His second most recent album. That is $29.99. Nirvana, In Utero, $49.99. 2LP, 45 RPM. The classic, Yellow Brick Road, Elton John. I like this one better. The spine's actually not as thick. Those other ones, we were having problems with the spines getting crushed. This is $49.99. Paul Brothers Wants a Queen, Volume 2. And let's see here. Did I miss something else? Okay, Brent McKinney's good with the waiting list for Police, Synchronicity. And I overlooked something here with On Through the Night. Is that still in here? Def Leppard? I forgot to mention something. We might have a waiting list. This is blue vinyl. I know it doesn't say it anywhere unless they sent me the wrong one. Jared, this is supposed to be blue vinyl. And if anybody else wants on that waiting list, I would like to open this to make sure. Of course, that's up to Jared, but he might want to leave it sealed, open it himself. Maybe, Jared, when you get that, you let me know, make sure that is on blue vinyl. That's supposed to be blue vinyl if anybody else wants one of those. So I'd already pulled Paul Brothers Queen 2. I overlooked Jared's On Through the Night, so that's so to Jared Benoit. The other Modest Mouse titles. Well, I just want to show that one right now so there's no confusion. Ryan Foster wants one of the Nirvanas, In Utero. Great. I have all these Nirvana 2LP. They're great. All these Nirvana 2LP 45 RPMs. They are great. Did YouTube go offline? Not to our knowledge. No, it says we're connected with 62 people watching on YouTube and 132 watching on Facebook. David Bowie, Let's Dance. Hadn't had a new copy of that in quite some time. $31.99. David Gilmour, On an Island. Really surprised those are still there. $34.99. Primus, Frizzle Fry, $28.99. The Great Best of Sam Cooke, $28.99. Cupid, Chain Gang, Having a Party, What a Wonderful World, Bring It On Home, $28.99. Ozzy's $39.99. And Queen Hot Space, $44. Not showing YouTube comments in a while. Maybe people on YouTube's not comment. How about if you're watching on YouTube, you give me a test comment? Give me a good test comment. Let's Dance is not colored vinyl. No, it's not. Mike Vandergits on Sam Cooke. That's sold to Mike Vandergits. Or maybe the other night, that was pretty fun. Everybody let me know where you're watching from on YouTube. Of course, if you're watching on Facebook, you can let us know too. Right, Tanner? Why not? Yeah, that's always fun. Like to see where everybody's watching from. We had people from we had Maine and California, Washington State and Florida, all four corners of the United States. We had the Netherlands, we had London, and where was somewhere else? Was it Mexico City? Or, I don't know, but we had all four, we had 3 continents and all four corners of the United States watching. Okay, new crate of vintage. Let me see what I've got in here. Let me flip through them right back here while everybody's sending that. Boy, this looks like a wild batch of different kind of stuff in here. I think we've got one of these bins where we've got like jazz and then like some kind of, wow. Ooh, that's cool. How much is that? I might want to keep, I've been trying to keep these, I'll show you what I'm talking about in just a second, but I've sold a bunch in really good condition, and I've regretted selling them, and there's some in here, so. All right. It's also time to end these auctions. I may have to scroll way up to see the comments now, but Tanner, let's sell the Grand Funk, the Jim Gray. Jim Gray got that for $14, and the Bob Dylan went to Paul Brothers for $15, so 14 and 15 on those. Those are both sold. All right, new crate of vintage. I also put up a couple new auctions. We have somebody watching from Russia, Jonesboro, Wisconsin, Texas, Pittsburgh, Ohio, Georgia, Pittsburgh, Wyoming, Texas, Chicago. Any Nirvana left? Yes, Eric Self, their Nirvana In Utero is still available. We've had several new Nirvanas tonight. This is In Utero, $49.99. Nebraska, New York, Kentucky, Orlando, California, North Carolina. Very cool. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting Collectco. From Russia with Love. Great movie. Great film. That's a film. That's a film. Eric Self said he'll take the In Utero. Big difference between a movie and a film. A movie is like Shrek. A movie is like Shrek. I knew that would get Seth fired up. I knew that would get Seth. Seth's over here fighting mad now. Seth, big Shrek guy. Huge. Probably the biggest Shrek fan I know. Now, The Godfather, that's a film. That right there is what you call a film. So, Seth over here defending Shrek, and he's never watched 5 minutes of The Godfather. He's probably watched 5 minutes. I'm trying to get him to watch clips. I'm like, watch this scene with Vito negotiating with or talking to Sollozzo. It's a critical part. It's where the movie turns. Okay. I think I've seen Shrek one time. I kind of remember it. I remember the Smash Mouth song. Hey now, you're a rock star. They don't press that on vinyl. I wish they would. So, All Star? Smash Mouth? What's the name of the group? Smash Mouth? All Star. Now, not Rockstar. Rockstar is Nickelback. Another great song. Okay, if you missed out on the orange vinyl, here's the black vinyl. If you missed out on the orange vinyl, here's the black vinyl. It's a little cheaper. It's got a cool hype sticker. Seminal 1991 Halloween concert from Nirvana from Seattle, $38.99. So I do have 2 more of these. If you don't want the orange vinyl, I assume most of you do. But if you do want this one, it's black vinyl, $38.99. All right, let's go through some new vintage arrivals. Not before I pull a couple new things out of this bin. Let's put up a Dylan Greatest Hits Volume 2 and a Pink Floyd. It seems like we're always auctioning a Pink Floyd Uma Guma. Here's another one. We have Pink Floyd Uma Guma, and the only thing I have on it is it's a VG Plus. VG Plus, Pink Floyd Uma Guma, $20 start. Pink Floyd Uma Guma, $20 start. About a VG minus jacket. It has seam splits. VG Plus, $20 start. Nice, I guess that's a starter copy. That's a good starter copy if you don't have Uma Guma. And this is also a $20 start. Dylan's Greatest Hits Volume 2, really nice. No condition notes on this one. 2 LP, very clean copy of Dylan's Greatest Hits Volume 2. $20 starts on those. These 2 Nirvanas are sold. James Bragg gets one. Austin Cauldron gets one. Nirvana and Nirvana sold. New vintage arrivals. We have Nat King Cole Ramblin' Rose. $9.99. Nat King Cole Ramblin' Rose. In shrink wrap. $9.99. Nat King Cole Let's Face the Music. $9.99. Also in shrink wrap. Bids on both of our auctions, Pink Floyd and Dylan, 20 and 20. Elvis, Let's Be Friends. Elvis is $9.99. Let's Be Friends. That's old Elvis Presley. We also have Frankie and Johnny, which is a sealed copy. Elvis, Frankie, and Johnny, sealed, $19.99. Ooh, Alabama. Mountain Music, also sealed with hype sticker, $19.99 for Alabama Mountain Music. A brand new sealed copy for you. Elvis, Legendary Performer Volume 1, $12.99. Now, we paid attention the other night to some of the really cool stuff on these legendary performers. Really cool early stuff. This one has That's All Right on it. And then an unreleased version, newly discovered take. It has like rarities and really cool early stuff. Love Me Tender, Peace in the Valley. I'm going to listen to those one night. That's got some like rare stuff on it. And $12.99, or it's probably stuff you don't hear as often. And Dan Fogelberg, Phoenix, $9.99. So Michael Herrera was at 25 on Pink Floyd. Craig Weatherford, first to the sealed Alabama. Michelle second. Michael Modell third. Craig corrected his comment again. He was first. Pamela's at 26 on Pink Floyd. We still only got one bid on Dylan, and that's with Michael McDowell for $20. The Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, plain dirt fashion. Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, $14.99. $14.99 for Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. And, our first cryptic lettering of the night. What do we have here? It's $64.99. I have no idea. There's nothing on the spine either. It's on back on black. Don't comment unless you actually want to buy it. I can't tell here either, but it's on some really wicked looking splatter vinyl. I have no idea what that says, and it doesn't say here either. For all, I don't know. Craig says, give me the barcode. 803 341 230033. I don't think anybody else knows either. Whatever it is, there's another one by the same artist coming up. Yeah, that's impossible. Uh-oh, here we go. We might have a... Kind of looks like a King Diamond dude, but it's not. Recorded in 1994. I can't make any of that out either. That's like a different language. Might as well call that not English. Diminu Borg. There it is. No wonder. So there it is. Now you know. It's $64.99. If anybody wants it, just say the name of it and sold, and I will sell it to you. Hank Williams Jr. I know this guy. My Own Way. We have a common last name. Hank Williams. My last name's Williams. $34.99. $34.99. Into the Purple Valley. Rye Cooter. That is $19.99. Here's what I was talking about. I probably should keep. $39.99. Very nice copy. 1983 with the booklet. Return of the Jedi. The story of Star Wars Return of the Jedi. $39.99. Big Brother and the Holding Company featuring Janis Joplin. This is $24.99. It has a little bit of cover damage, but the vinyl's very clean. EX Plus copy, $24.99. And Dizzy Gillespie, Dizzy on the French Riviera, Dizzy Gillespie. That is $19.99. That's a wax time reissue. Okay, I need a final call on these auctions. Pink Floyd's at 26 with Pamela Yeager. Michael McDowell has Bob Dylan for 25. Final call on that. And let's see here. Michael McDowell was first to Return of the Jedi. Austin was second, and Chris DeMoss was first to Dizzy Gillespie. And yes, if anybody did want this earlier, the Demu, I'm going to call it Demu, for all Sid, not for sure what that says either. That is $64.99. That's still available. Dizzy Gillespie again, that is $14.99. What album is Janis? That is self-titled. Big Brother and the Holding Company. Ryan Foster says Demu sold. Ryan actually wants it. Thank you. I saw your comment earlier, Ryan. That's actually why I said that. I saw where you commented Demu, but I didn't know you actually wanted. That's sold to Ryan. Chris DeMoss wants Dizzy Gillespie. That's sold to Chris. And we have the Modern Jazz Quartet, Plastic Dreams, $19.99 for Modern Jazz Quartet on the Atlantic label. And Willie Bobo, A New Dimension. Willie's on the Verve label, $29.99 for Willie Bobo. In shrink wrap, $29.99. All right, no new bids, so let's sell Pink Floyd. Pink Floyd is sold to Pamela Yeager for $26, and Bob Dylan is sold to Michael McDowell for $25. $26 on Floyd, $25 on Dylan. Those are both sold. Pamela Yeager was just saying hi, I think. Or was that, she meant JJ, okay. JJ for Modern Janis Joplin, maybe. We had JJ, Jazz Quartet, probably Janis Joplin. But Greg says he wants it, and he did ask for it. He said, what album is Janis? So, Pamela, this actually defaults back to Greg Rogers. That's going to be sold to him. Okay. Let me grab two new auctions. Let me see what I got in the Japanese bin. Looks like we need to put up a copy of the Beatles, 62 to 66. Always need one of those. And we have, let me try another Billy Joel, 52nd Street. I think last time we put one up, it did eventually sell for the buy it now. I think this Obi is the OG copies. I've seen like 3 different Obis on this. Of course, I'm sure it's a multi-million seller, just like it was in the States, or they sold a lot of them. Very nice copy, though, if you don't have 52nd Street. Billy Joel, there's the original insert. It also comes, or inner sleeve, comes with 2 other additional Japanese inserts and really nice cover of Obi. $35 start. This one has My Life on it, big shot. Until the Night. Hope to see him in concert here in Nashville. It's on my radar. Hadn't fully committed because There's some other stuff that's popped up, and some out-of-state stuff too, like Metallica. The Beatles, 62 to 66. Nice copy. You're going to get an opportunity probably to buy one of these quite often from us. We have a 2LP, near mint pristine. Let's see what this one has. You got the original inner sleeves. You get the poster. This one's complete. It has all the inserts. It has the lyric book, the discography book, the poster, both inner sleeves, both LPs, which are near mint pristine, and also a really nice jacket. It does have some of the foxing and aging spots on the inside. Overall, though, very nice. That is a $55 start. $55 start. Chris DiLorenzo is in on Billy Joe at $35. Back to the crate. We have Atlanta Rhythm Section. Third annual Pipe Dream. Now, that's one I don't see as often from Atlanta Rhythm Section. $9.99 for Atlanta Rhythm Section. Echoes of an Era, the Pearl Bailey years. Sealed Pearl Bailey, $34.99. George is in on the Beatles at $55. The Soulful Sound, 1999. That is by Jimmy Reed. Jimmy Reed, Soulful Sound. I was like, who is this? It's written all over the cover, just kind of blended in there. The Soulful Sound of Jimmy Reed, 1999. The Sheriff, the Modern Jazz Quartet. That's some interesting artwork. 1999, two-tone green and blue Atlanta label. Another Modern Jazz Quartet. This is from 1960, $24.99. $24.99. Check out that Atlantic label. If you find something like Led Zeppelin and it looks like that, you might want to grab it. What do we have here? This is 1999. It's from 1987. This is clear. Obviously, it's clear vinyl too. Clear Convenience. Clear Convenience. Interesting. Appears to be jazz, maybe. Acoustic drums, synth, vocals, and grand piano, maybe so. 1999. Let's see here. Stan Getz. This is $29.99. This is Stan Getz with Cal Jader. It's a reissue on Fantasy Red Vinyl. Shrink Wrap has this original sticker here. $29.99. And Stanley Turrentine, Don't Mess with Mr. T. Stanley Turrentine, 1999. Stanley Turrentine Cherry. Stanley Turrentine Cherry. That's also 1999. And Elvis, Welcome to My World, $9.99. Final call on Billy Joel at 35. Final call on the Beatles at 55. Can you go back to the Mew? Eric, it's already sold. The name of the album was, I've already forgot. I can get that for you, though. Leslie Holt wants Clear. Chris DeMoss on SG. That was Stan Getz. And we have Mike Vandergits on Elvis. And Steve Henry on that Atlanta Rhythm Section that I said I don't see too often. For All Tid. Yes, I guess that was it. I thought it said For All Sid. But For All Tid. That's the name of it. Thank you, Terry. Stanley Turrentine, The Man, 1999. Nicky Hopkins, No More Changes, 1999. Round Midnight soundtrack, produced by Herbie Hancock, and that's got Chet Baker on it, Dexter Gordon, also Herbie Hancock, Freddie Hubbard. And this is a movie about Charlie Parker, 1999. Jazz Samba, Stan Getz and Charlie Bird, $24.99. We've hit a pocket of jazz records here. Stan Getz with guest artist Lorindo Almeida. That is $34.99. Pamela Yeager on the Nicky Hopkins. That's sold to Pamela. I'm about to end these auctions. Billy Preston, That's the Way God Planned It. $29.99 for Billy Preston. And Rockabilly Orion. Orion, the Elvis imposter or impersonator, whatever you want to call him. $14.99. Gold vinyl. Harold Betters, Out of Sight and Sound. Harold Betters, and that is $14.99. That's on the Reprise label. Magic Style of Pat Raleigh, $19.99. And Pollution 2. Now that's an odd cover. Pollution 2 is $29.99. Billy Joel is sold for $35 to Chris DiLorenzo, and only one bidder, $55 on the Beatles to George Buchanan. That's sold for $55. Artistic Hair, Steve Goodman. Steve Goodman, $14.99. Elvis, His Songs of Inspiration, $9.99. Harold Betters, Betters. Harold Betters. Michael Nath wants Pollution. Let's hope he just wants the album Pollution. He doesn't want actual pollution. And that's not good for your lungs. Right, Tanner? Okay, I'm over here picking out a couple new records to put up for auction. Let's see what we've got here. We might do some $1 starts. We love $1 starts. Or maybe not. Ooh, Prince. Are these OGs? I guess they, or is this an OG? Okay, let's have some fun. Plus, it really, when you start stuff at $1, it really adds more comments to the feed, which helps our algorithm, which hopefully means more people will see this show. So Prince, 1999, this is an OG. About the only thing wrong with it is right here. It has some cover damage on the back. Nice jacket, other than that. Spine, I mean, especially the front, very nice. We have both inner sleeves, clean vinyl, $1 start. There's the inner sleeves, $1 start. Prince, 1999, $1 start. Has some cover damage on the back. 2LP, OG, original inner sleeves. This is the Rolling Stones. I don't think the Mick Jagger poster's in here. It's not. No Mick Jagger poster. This is a pristine. That looks beautiful. It's a German import compilation. Has some early stuff on it by the Stones like Carol and Route 66. Some of their early stuff. This was made in Germany in 1970. That's also a $1 start. The Rolling Stones. Very cool. $1 start on that. Those are up for auctions. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Pollution on Earth Day. That's right. It is Earth Day, isn't it? Let's see. Prince. First, though, Michael McDowell wants Elvis, Inspiration. That's so to Michael McDowell. Prince, 5, 10, 2, 10, 1, 13, 15, 15. Stones, 5, 15. I'll let y'all figure all that out, and then I'll get caught up in just a second. Ray Anthony, Jam Sessions at the Tower. That's the famous Capitol Records headquarters. Very cool, iconic building. That is $9.99. Portrait of the Originals on the Soul label, $24.99 from 1970. Relics of the Incredible String Band, $29.99. The Best of Bill Deal and the Rondells, $14.99 for Bill Deal and the Rondells, $14.99. Gary Mulligan and the Concert Jazz Band at the Village Vanguard, $14.99. There's another Demu. This one is $199.99. $199.99. A 2011 UK purple vinyl. And this one's called Storm Blast. Storm Blast. Demu. That's $200. $199.99. Atlanta Rhythm Section, real tape, $9.99. Rock and Roll Survivor, Fanny. That is $19.99. Cherries and Plums, Leon Ribb. Cherries and Plums, Leon Ribb, $14.99. Dickie Betts and Great Southern. Dickie Betts, $19.99. Masada, Joe Thomas, $19.99. And Street Noise, Julie Driscoll, Brian Auger, and the Trinity, $34.99. Street Noise, Julie Driscoll, Brian Auger, and the Trinities. Steve Henry on Atlanta Rhythm Section. That is sold to, let's see here. That's sold to Steve Henry. I thought I saw that pop up. Steve Henry. Okay, so quick update on our auctions. I see high bid on Prince at $20 with Ron Stoltz. Prince, 1999 is at $20. The Stones, I've seen 5, 10, 10, and then another 10. And then now we've got a 15. So Ben Review or Reve, $15 on the Stones. I had his name right the other night. Now I've dropped a concrete block on my foot. I've ruined it. I've lost my train of thought. That completely derailed me. Stones, 15. What color of this album right here? We have a purple. Purple. That's purple. Richard Baker on Street Noise. Brian Auger. That's sold to Richard Baker. Alan Totten, the Fanny Price. Fanny, Rock and Roll Survivor, was $19.99. Who asked about that? Alan Totten. And Prince is at 21. So the Stones is at 20. Prince is at 21. I'm going to read through these titles one more time. If you need prices, let me know. Prince is now at 22. And Alan Totten says he'll take that. That's Fanny. Sounds like TV. Ben, sounds like TV. I don't know if I got your hint. Okay, if anybody wants any prices in here, let me know. Nat King Cole. Nat King Cole. Ben Ruvi. Ben Ruvi rhymes with TV. Ruvi. Ruvi. I think that's what you told me the other night, or maybe I just said it and you said that's right. Anyway, Mike Langford, you're second on Fanny. Nat King Cole, Nat King Cole. Elvis, Let's Be Friends. Elvis, Frankie, and Johnny. Elvis, Legendary Performer. Dan Fogelberg, Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. That one's called Plain Dirt Fashion. Hank Williams Jr., My Own Way. Ry Cooder, Into the Purple Valley, Modern Jazz Quartet. Willie Bobo, Pearl Bailey. Jimmy Reed, Soulful Sound. Modern Jazz Quartet, Modern Jazz Quartet. Stanley Turrentine, Stanley Turrentine, Stanley Turrentine. Round Midnight Soundtrack. Jazz Samba, Stan Getz, Billy Preston. That's the Way God Planned It. That should be on the Apple label, $29.99. We have both Nat Kings for $17. Let's sell those to Tom Ulanowski. Both Nat Kings, $17. Turrentine the Man, label and price. Turrentine the Man is on Time Records, Series 2000, 52086B. I'm sure that's A on the other side, yep. And that is $19.99. About a VG cover, has some of that like chipping, aging on the back. We have Orion, Harold Betters, Pat Raleigh, Steve Goodman, Jam Sessions at the Tower with Ray Anthony, The Originals, The Incredible String Band, Best of Bill Deal, Gary Mulligan, there's the other Demew, Stormblast, Leon Bibb, Dickie Betts, and Joe Thomas. Mark Pfeiffer says he'll take an Elvis bundle. Alrighty, I will bundle you all kinds of Elvis. I got a whole crate of new Elvis tonight to go through at some point. An entire crate. There's only 2 in here. No, there's 3 in here. I will sell you these 3 Mark Pfeiffer for, I'll do 10 on that one. I'm going to keep that one at 10 to make that an even 20, and then 15 on that one. That's 35 for the 3, and that's $8 off. 35 for the 3 Elvis. How could you say no? And then Tony Doyle said 15 on Dickie Betts. Go ahead and sell that to Tony Doyle for 15. Update on our auctions. Final call on the Rolling Stones German compilation. We have Ben Ruvi at 21, and then Paul Brothers said out. So Ben has that for 21. That's the Stones comp. 21. That's going twice, going 3 times. Prince is at $26. $1 bid increments only. I know y'all are just having fun, but $1 bid increments only. Actually, I prefer $5 bid increments. No change. No change here unless it's a sticker price, and unless it's 99. Yeah, that's the only time I like change. Yeah, exactly. 1 penny away from $1. Mark Pfeiffer said sold. Let's see here. What was else in here? Modern Jazz Quartet. I'll give somebody a heck of a deal on these 3. Let's see here. We'll do 15, 15, 15. I got them 20, 20, and 25. That's $30, $45 for those 3. Modern Jazz Quartet. I've never had that one before. I've had this one, and I've had several of those. But if anybody wants those, let me know. Craig says, be right back. Craig must be at a record store day party or something. He must be multitasking tonight. He's out on the town tonight. All right. Let's see here. Prince is at 27. Arm Lazelle is at 27 on Prince. I'm about to sell the Stones when I come back with a crate of new vinyl. This crate's kind of like all the others we've had tonight. A lot of restocks and stuff we've never had before. This is going to be good. And then the crate after this is just like it. Good stuff tonight. Has everybody got a copy of, let me see what I can find in here. Does everybody have a copy of Led Zeppelin 1? We got 198 viewers. Does everybody have a copy of Led Zeppelin 1? Even if you have an OG, do you have a nice, clean, nice, remastered Jimmy Page, Good Times, Bad Times, Dazed and Confused, $31.99? Ryan says he doesn't. Ryan, my week would be complete. We've had a great week. If I knew you had this in your collection, or Ron, look, there's 3 people, Ryan, Ron, and Sean. Ryan, Ron, and Sean. No Led Zeppelin 1 in their collection. Unbelievable. All right, the Rolling Stones is sold to, that's Ben Ruvi for 21. And the Police is on a final call. Arm Lazelle's at 27. 27. George Buchanan says he'll take a Led Zeppelin 1. Anybody else? Anybody else? Take a look at that. And Paul says he's got multiple copies, probably all bought from me. New vinyl. We have Cash, $49.99. This is American 4, The Man Comes Around, new sealed copy. This does have Hurt on it. This does have Hurt on it. 2 LP, $49.99. Pamela Yeager says she'll take a Led Zeppelin. I got one left. Josh Ragland wants Johnny Cash. That is the American Recordings, American 4, The Man Comes Around. Rick Rubin, what a genius. That's so to Josh Ragland. The Dead Kennedys, Fresh Fruit for Rotten Vegetables. This is $29.99. The classic album of California hardcore. Remastered includes poster, $29.99. $29.99. The Cars, Moving in Stereo, The Best of the Cars, 2 LP, remaster, $38.99. I don't have to tell you how great the Cars are. $38.99. Def Leppard, Adrenalize, $31.99 for Def Leppard, Adrenalize. And one of my favorite albums of all time, it would definitely crack my top 25, probably top 20. Madman Across the Water, $36.99. $36.99. Colin Butler on Dead Kennedys. Colin Butler on Dead Kennedys. Let's go ahead and sell the Prince. Prince is sold to Arm Lazelle for $27. I'll grab 2 new auctions in just a second. Cream, Wheels of Fire, a new sealed copy of Cream, Wheels of Fire, $36.99. And Czarface, this is Czarface and MF Doom Super Watt, $29.99. I've only got one copy of that. And Primus, Suck on This, and that's Cobalt Blue Vinyl. Blue Vinyl Primus, $28.99. The Who, Who's Next? New sealed copy, $36.99 for The Who. And Ice Cube, Lethal Injection. Ice Cube, first time I've ever had that one, $34.99. Colin Butler wants the Czarface MF Doom. That's sold to Colin. Let me grab a couple new auctions from somewhere. Let me see what I've got. Let's see what we got over here. That was a crate of, I don't know. Let's see here. We got a sealed Elvis. No, let's do ELO. Is that also sealed? No, let's not do that. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that, and just got some stuff in the back just to keep things interesting back here. Just to keep some eyebrows raised. Like, what's he got back there for auction? We'll put this sealed Elvis up too. Okay, $1 starts on these. This is ELO Time. ELO Time. Nice clean copy, original inner sleeve. Yeah, near mint minus. There's the original inner sleeve. $1 start. $1 start, ELO Time. And then Elvis Promised Land is sealed. It is sealed. It's never been opened. This one you need to probably open. Shrink wrap is getting awfully tight on it. This is Elvis Promised Land. $1 start on that too. Brittany Bragg, first on Promise. Suck on This. That's sold to Brittany Bragg. Martin Pryor and Chris DeMoss both on the Ice Cube. Do you have MF Doom Food? I do not have that one. I've never seen that one for ordering either, so never seen that. Modest Mouse, $41.99. Good news for the people who love bad news. Modest Mouse, $41.99. $41.99. ELO 5, ELO 2. Elvis Promised Land, $1 start. George Ellis on Modest Mouse. Motorhead, self-titled. That is $34.99, and I picked up something else with it. What's underneath it? Beck, Odelay. Beck is $33.99. So Motorhead, $34.99, self-titled, and Beck Odelay, $33.99. Make sure they miss the name. Cube, ELO 5-2. George got Modest Mouse. Elvis 2, Elvis 6. Austin Cauldron wants a Modest Mouse. Elvis 1, Elvis 5. Keith Moyers, I've only got 2 Modest Mouse. Let me know if you're okay with a waiting list. Those will be in next week. Dennis Nelson, first to Motorhead. We need to put James Bragg down for backup on that one. Elvis 378. Still got Beck. Got Beastie Boys. Hello Nasty, $49.99. Parental Advisory, explicit content, so that's got all the good stuff on it, $49.99. 2 copies of Iron Maiden, No Prayer for the Dying. Iron Maiden is $36.99. Beck is on black vinyl. I have no more Ice Cube. That was the only 2 copies of Lethal Injection I have, unless you want on the waiting list, Brian C. Those will be back in next week. Keith says he's good with the Modest Mouse waiting list. Jared Benoit wants the Beastie Boys. Brett Mawalin on Iron Maiden. And Martin Pryor on Iron Maiden. Now, if we do have somebody else wanting a copy of that, I may have more of those still on the bins. That Maiden we just showed. Top Gun, the original Top Gun soundtrack, new and sealed, $28.99. Colin Butler on Beck Odelay. That's sold to Colin Butler. I gotta catch my breath after all that. Let me take a drink of this Monster Energy Ultra Strawberry Dreams. Wow. I'm not supposed to be drinking this fasting, but I figured it had 0 calories, but I guess the sweeteners kind of kill my fast, but oh well. Oh well. You're not supposed to drink anything but water when you're fasting, but I'm like, how about nothing but liquids? You know, I can even have chocolate milk. Right, Seth? Seth's a pharmacist. He would know this. Angela Leckington on Def Leppard. Angela Leckington on Def Leppard. That is for Adrenalize. Sell that to Angela. Deluxe for you not too long ago. George Buchanan needs to put back his Led Zeppelin 1. Oh, no. That's a killer. Putting back Led Zeppelin. That's okay. Jeff says he'll take one. Well, there we go. Easy come, easy go. ELO, Ron Stoltz is at $10 on ELO Time. ELO Time, Ron has the high bid on this for $10. We're just putting up some random OG stuff for auction tonight, mixing it in with some of our Japanese stuff. There's a copy of Elvis Promised Land, which is sealed. We had a high bid on that. We had 10, 10. We had 11, then another 12. And we got Mark Pfeiffer at $12 on Elvis Promised Land, which is sealed. That's sold to Mark for $12. And final call on ELO, which is $10 with Ron Stoltz, unless someone bid more and I didn't see it. 10 on ELO and 12 on Elvis Presley. Okay, we just pulled Def Leppard. We put Led Zeppelin back for George, but that's going to go to Jeff Hull. I have 1 copy left. If anybody wants that, please make a note that we need to order more. Misfits, Earth AD, $28.99 for Misfits, Earth AD. Here's an Elton John I've never had. $36.99. Elton John, one night only, the greatest hits. Now, I saw greatest hits, but there's some in here that's like, I guess this is a new version of your song, because it says with Ronan Keating and Sad Songs Say So Much with Bryan Adams. So, but the other stuff should be the original hits, right? So, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, Philadelphia Freedom. Love that one. Rocket Man. So, that's a pretty cool one. A couple maybe re-recorded ones. Looks like 4. Guess that's why they call it the blues. Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting with Anastasia. Is that how you say that? And Bryan Adams and Ronan Keating. So, never had that one before. I thought that was pretty cool. I missed that with his new reissue campaign. I missed that one. I thought it was a studio album at first glance. Okay, ELO 13, Elvis 13, Elvis 13, Wolves Council, first on the Misfits. Kelly Gabney, you were second. I'll put you on a wait list for that. ELO 15, Leslie Holt on Elton John. It's a live album. It's a live album. Okay, Leslie, this is a live album. Make sure Leslie still wants that. My bad. Or re-recorded. Okay, didn't know. Glad we have some people who knows what that is, because I saw that and I was like, this is weird. Never seen that before. Creed. Here's the other Creed album, Human Clay. 20th anniversary edition of one of the best-selling albums of all time, featuring the #1 Grammy Award-winning single, Arms Wide Open. It also has Higher, Are You Ready, and What If. And this is $39.99. That's Creed, Human Clay. Leslie still wants it, okay? Paul Brothers, put Paul on a wait list for that as well. Mark Stropes and Ryan Foster on Creed. Final call on Elvis, by the way. High bid is with Patricia. Patricia was in first at 13. Leslie, you're out. Patricia was in first on that at 13. And then ELO, we had 15, 16. So Austin Cauldron has ELO for 16. I only got 2 copies of Creed, if anybody wants on a wait list for that. Jerry Garcia, I think it's called Compliments, but it's really just called Garcia. $29.99. Jerry Garcia from the Grateful Dead, $29.99. $44.99 for Blood Sugar Sex Magic by the Red Hot Chili Peppers, $44.99. And Rancid, self-titled Rancid, $29.99. And Beastie Boys Music. This is like the go-to Beastie Boys greatest hits. I mean, the first 4 tracks are Fight for Your Right, Brass Monkey, No Sleep Till Brooklyn, Paul Revere, $49.99. That's Beastie Boys Music. A restock of the very popular, we sold out of Greatest Hits Volume 2 earlier. Here is the Volume 1, if you've been looking for that. That's the Abbey Road Half-Speed Master of Queen's Greatest Hits. Don't get me reading the track list on that because you'll want to buy one. $39.99. So Mark got a Creed, Ryan got a Creed, Mike Vandergit's on the waiting list. Mark Pfeiffer's at 15 on Elvis. Leslie's out. Colin Butler wants the Garcia. And Austin says he's out on ELO as well. Austin had it and Brittany said out, and then Austin says actually he's out. So that means, Brittany, you have ELO for $15 if you still want it. That's a final call. Let me remind everybody what we're bidding on. ELO time, $15, going twice, going 3 times. And now Elvis, high bid on that is with Mark Pfeiffer for $15. Yeah, Mark Pfeiffer has that for $15, and 2 people have said out. So those are both at $15. Brittany says she'll take it. Okay, we'll make sure nobody else wants to bid. Final call on that. Bruce Springsteen's Greatest Hits, $44.99. Pressed from the highest quality master recording. That is $44.99. Willie Nelson, Red-Headed Stranger, $28.99. Can't seem to get enough OG copies of that. Half-Speed Master of the Rolling Stones Some Girls. Rolling Stones Some Girls, $36.99. And Jailbreak, Thin Lizzy, $36.99 for Jailbreak, Thin Lizzy. Ill Communication, the Beastie Boys, $49.99. And we have Motorhead, their classic album, Ace of Spades, $34.99, Ace of Spades. Now, that's a song that I like. George Ellis on the Rolling Stones, Some Girls. And Red Hot Chili Peppers, Californication, $44.99 for Californication. And 2 copies. I've never had this. When I realized what the song was, I went to order these and they just went out of stock, and I back ordered them. This is Santana Supernatural. This is like one of the biggest selling albums of all time. And it's because of that hit song. What's it called? I'd heard it my whole life. I didn't know it was Santana. Smooth. There it is. I had no idea that was Santana. I'm going to be 100% honest. Had no idea. I was like, I definitely need to see if I can get that on vinyl, because I was like, whoa. Had no idea that was Santana. $34.99. So I got 2 copies, and then we'll take a waiting list for that one. This is available so we can get it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go listen to Smooth by Santana, and you'll be like, oh, yeah, I'll take a copy. Okay, these auctions are sold. Brittany Bragg got the ELO for $15, and Mark Pfeiffer got the Elvis for $15. Those both end up bringing $15. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything before the Santana comments. These go to James Bragg and Chris DeMoss. They were first. And then we have George Ellis on the waiting list, Paul Brothers on the waiting list, Susie Breedlove on the waiting list, Sherry Darnell on the waiting list, and that's what's going on there. Okay, let's go through this crate one more time. This is all new vinyl. I've got another crate after this one, and I've got 2 more crates of vintage. WN, how much? WN was Willie Nelson. Willie Nelson was $28.99, Jeff. $28.99. Here's what's left in here. The Best of the Cars, $38.99, such as Just What I Needed, Let's Go, Shake It Up, Drive, You're All I've Got Tonight. That is $38.99. Madman Across the Water. This is Tiny Dancer, Leave On, Indian Sunset. Great stuff there. That is $36.99. Cream, Wheels of Fire, $36.99. White Room. Great album. The Who, Who's Next? This is a classic rock essential. Baba O'Reilly, Bargain, Getting in Tune, Going Mobile, Won't Get Fooled Again. Bargain's probably my favorite track on there. $36.99. Kelly Gabney wants the Cars. Jeff wants the Willie Nelson. That's sold and sold. Jeff got Willie Nelson and the Cars to Kelly Gabney. Top Gun soundtrack, $28.99. Red Hot Chili Peppers, $44.99. Rancid is $29.99. Beastie Boys Music, that's a 2LP compilation, $49.99. Queen's Greatest Hits. I guess I'm going to have to read the track listing, Tanner. $39.99. Bohemian Rhapsody, another one bites the dust. Killer Queen, I'll skip around. Somebody to Love, You're My Best Friend, that one's great. Play the Game and Flash, and of course it ends with We Will Rock You and We Are the Champions. Don't Stop Me Now, Fat Bottom Girls, I might as well read them all. Good Old Fashioned Lover Boy, Somebody to Love, $39.99. That's technically the newest Half-Speed Master from Abbey Road. James Bragg wants the Motorhead. Is Beastie Boys 2LP? Yes, Beastie Boys Music is 2LP. 2LP for Beastie Boys Music. Bruce Springsteen's Greatest Hits, also 2LP, $44.99. Jailbreak Thin Lizzy, $36.99. Ill Communications, also a 2LP, $49.99. And Californication is $44. Yes, Jared, you got the Hello Nasty. James Bragg got Motorhead. Final call on this bin before I grab some new arrivals. Final call. Red Hot Chili Peppers, Beastie Boys, Thin Lizzy, Springsteen, Beastie Boys. Queens are still available. I feel like I've sold 500 of them, though. So, Rancid, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Top Gun, Who's Next, Cream, and Madonna. All right. Let me grab a crate of new vintage arrivals. I'll grab a couple new auctions, too. Do that in just a second. Let me see what this next bin of vintage holds. Okay, off to a good start with that artist and these people. And them. Yep. Okay. Ooh, a Misfits. What the heck? Die, My Darling. Let me figure out what that is. Looks like a reissue, but still, I haven't seen that one in a while. Let's see here. Okay, let's go through this crate. Looks like just a great mixture of rock. Jeff is going to take a Queen. Now, that's what I'm talking about. Queen is $39.99. I was about to say, I don't think I've ever had a restock of that record and not sold at least one of them because we were out. That's sold to Jeff. Let's see which Misfits we have here. Die, My Darling. Looks like a reissue just based on the jacket. It's 180 gram. $20 start. $20 start. Misfits, Die, My Darling. Can't tell you a lot about it. It says jacket made in Canada. Yeah. Okay, that's up for auction. I don't think that's in print right now. If it is, I'll look it up. I'll get some, but I don't think it is. Next auctions. Let's do... I don't know if I ever ran this Carpenter's. It's a check condition, but the last Carpenter's Japanese, boy, this is a mix. We got the Misfits and the Carpenters up for auction. We don't specialize in any genre here. You can see that. We'll have jazz, funk, soul, hardcore, and the Carpenters all in one bin. This one we have graded to be a VG Plus EX copy. VG Plus EX copy, which is for a Japanese pressing, you're going to still be very happy with this, I promise. It's just got a couple of scuffs on it, which is unusual for what we see normally with these Japanese pressings. There is the insert. There's the lyric booklet. A&M Gold Series, Carpenters Volume 1. Let's see here. Superstar, Please Mr. Postman. It's kind of a hush. Ticket to Ride. Rainy Days and Mondays. Breaking Up is Hard to Do. Help. Yeah. Just a $15 start on that. $15 start on the Carpenters. Misfits is the EP. Misfits is the EP, not the single. It is the EP. Okay, Misfits, 20, 25, 21, 27, 30, 32, 35, 37, 37, 39. Carpenters is a $15 start. New vintage arrivals. Let's see what we have in here. Toulouse Street, the Doobie Brothers. Toulouse Street, $14.99. Appears to be a very nice copy. $14.99 for the Doobie Brothers. A Look Inside, Joe South. Never seen that one before. A Look Inside, Joe South, $19.99. The American Breed, Lonely Side of the City. The American Breed is in shrink wrap. Lonely Side of the City, $14.99. Styx, Paradise Theater. Styx is $19.99 for Paradise Theater. It's a beautiful day today. It's a beautiful day today. $9.99. Jefferson Starship, Nuclear Furniture. This is an EX copy, $12.99. Nuclear Furniture. That was EX. Check condition record got slipped in there. Rod Stewart Camouflage, $14.99. 18 King Size Country Hits, $12.99. This is an Elvis Unofficial, $19.99. You're cordially invited to attend a command performance given by Elvis Aaron Presley. You figure out if I can, what year this is. These songs on this album were performed in Las Vegas between 1970 and 1974. So this is a live bootleg compilation from Elvis, $19.99. It even includes this invitation is like glued to the cover. All right, so Elvis is available. Let's see what else we got here. Misfits 39, 40, 40, 44. Wolves Council wants It's a Beautiful Day. That's sold to Wolves Council. We have Carpenters at 15. Carpenters at 15. Mickey Newberry, after all these years, Mickey Newberry is sealed, $24.99 after all these years. My Songs, Hank Williams Jr., $24.99. My Songs, Hank Williams Jr., $24.99. And Herman's Hermits, Mrs. Brown, You've Got a Lovely Daughter soundtrack, $9.99. Elton John, 21 at 33, $19.99. Got Live, if you want it, The Rolling Stones, $34.99. Blue London stereo label, $34.99 on that one. Carpenters, where did we get to? Nice and Easy, Frank Sinatra, $14.99. Nice and Easy, Frank Sinatra, $14.99. And Brain Salad Surgery, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, $19.99. The Everly Brothers Greatest Hits. The Everly Brothers Greatest Hits, $19.99. 2LP, that is $19.99. All right, let me get back up the top, make sure I didn't miss any comments. Misfits, we had 35, 37, 37, 39, 40, and James Bragg is at 44. That's the Misfits Die Die, My Darling, 180 gram. Very nice. James Bragg has that for 44. Pam Dickens is in on 15 on the Carpenters. That's a final call on both of those. 44 and 15 is the Styx etched on Volume 2. I will almost bet it is. It's actually more difficult to find ones that aren't etched than ones that are. Yes, this is etched. David, if you decide you want that, just say Styx sold, $19.99, and we will sell that to you. Pamela Elton John is $19.99, and R.M. Lazelle wants Brain Salad Surgery. That's sold to R.M. Lazelle. Jimmy Reed as Jimmy Is, $19.99. Jimmy Reed as Jimmy Is. If there's anybody new watching, very easy to buy from us. Just comment whatever you want. If you're first, it's yours. I'll give you first-time buyer instructions. Very easy to buy, very easy to pay. We've been doing this a while. We ship records out every day. We sell records every day. We buy records every day. We clean records every day. We listen to records every day. I don't know what else. Sometimes we have ones that we can't sell and we have to throw away records every day. But not every day. We do that about once a month. Larry Smith is at 16 on the Carpenters. And so we have a new bid on that. And I'm about to sell the Misfits. Sinatra, She Shot Me Down. Sinatra is $14.99. Bag One Records, Ellington Jordan, No Bad Trips. Much Rather Be, Ellington Jordan. That is $39.99. I do not have any copies of Helmet Meantime. I think we have a waiting list for that. Steve Goodman, High and Outside, $14.99. We have Godley and Cream, Ism is $19.99. And the Elvis Roustabout, 1964, $34.99. Elvis Roustabout is an OG 64 Indianapolis press and shrink wrap, $34.99. Elvis, You'll Never Walk Alone, $9.99. And Dave Mason is sealed, $14.99. Richard P. Havens, 1983, $29.99. And Demu, there's another Demu, Borg, R. That is Spiritual Black Dimensions, $99.99. That's a 1999 Germany, $100. All right. Da, my darling, Misfits is sold to James Bragg for $44. Pam, let me know if you're in or out on the Carpenters. If you say you're out, that is going to be sold to Larry Smith for $16. So Pam Dickens, just let me know on that. Wolves Council, let me know if you want a wait list for Helmet Meantime. We have Justin Dean on Sinatra. Justin Dean wants Sinatra. That's She Shot Me Down. That's sold to Justin Dean. Mike Vandergits on the Demu. That's sold to Mike Vandergits. And let's go ahead and sell Larry Smith the Carpenters for $16. That's sold to him for $16. Okay, let me grab 2 new auctions. Let me get to this second crate over here and see what I can find. I'll do some Japanese stuff too in just a second. Let me see what's underneath this crate. We've got, let's see here. Let's do the Best of Sticks. I think we showed that the other night. We'll put this Led Zeppelin up that I can't believe no one bought. Okay, Best of Sticks. Best of Sticks. We're going to do this for a $10 start. It does have, let me make sure. Yeah, Best of Sticks. Sticks. Let me see if this is just a new sleeve or just a polyline sleeve. Best of Sticks, $10 start. $10 start. Best of Sticks, that's up for auction. And Led Zeppelin, In Through the Outdoor. Nice copy. This is cover variant number E. Cover variant number E. Nice jacket. Nice brown bag, too. $30 start on that. $30 start on Led Zeppelin, In Through the Outdoor. Those are both up for auction. Sticks and Led Zeppelin. 30 on Zeppelin, 10 on Sticks. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Wolves Council on the waiting list for Meantime. And Sticks, 10, 15, 15. Another Demu. Godless Savage Garden. This is $39.99. $39.99. 2008 UK clear blue splatter vinyl. Clear blue splatter vinyl. $39.99. $39.99. Another Demu. That's sold to Jim Engelman. That's sold to Jim Engelman. Sticks is now at 20. I think there's another one of those coming up. Let me skip over that one. Elvis Country. Elvis Country, $14.99. And Tim Buckley, $34.99. 1966 Tim Buckley, $34.99. Electro label. Very clean copy. Tim Buckley, $34.99. Sticks 16, Sticks 20. Ryan was first at that. Jim was. Ryan, it looks like you were second. Greg is at 30 on Zeppelin. Susie's first to Elvis. And I'm assuming Susie wants Elvis Country. Susie, let me know if that's right. If not, then that one goes to Leslie. And Richard Baker wants to Tim Buckley. Richard Baker wants Tim Buckley. No. I need another drink of Monster, it sounds like. All right, I got another Demu. This one's Death Cult Armageddon. $64.99. 2016 blue and gray vinyl. $64.99 for Death Cult Armageddon. Ooh. $64.99. Let's see who ends up with that one. If that one sells, that just leaves the really expensive one. The one that was $200. Ryan Foster is first to that one. Final call on Sticks. Greg has no. Burt Jordan has Sticks for 20. Final call on Led Zeppelin for 30. Greg Rogers. The Supremes at the Copa. $14.99 for the Supremes at the Copa. Old Blue Eyes is back. Frank Sinatra. $14.99. Gary Mulligan, Chet Baker. Carnegie Hall Concert, Volume 2. $19.99. Carnegie Hall Concert, Volume 2. Keith Jarrett, the Cone Concert, maybe. Keith Jarrett is $24.99. And Tommy Bolin, Teaser. Tommy Bolin, $19.99. Fred Carnell is at 21 on Sticks. Is Zeppelin, yes. Variant at first, the brown jacket is very nice. And this is cover variant E. And as you can see, no ring wear, no dings. The brown jacket has really protected that one. The jacket, the brown bag, or I should say the brown bag is nice too. High bet on that is $30. Bert's back in on Sticks at 22. Wipe the windows, check the oil. This is the Allman Brothers with Hype Sticker. Specially priced 2-record set. Winterland, Oakland, The Warehouse, New Orleans. These are unreleased live historic recordings. $34.99. This is the Allman Brothers. Wipe the windows, check the oil, dollar gas. There's the promo sticker from Capricorn Records. Not a promo label, though. 34, not a promo label. Zeppelin's at 35. Sherry Darnell first to the Allman Brothers. John Miller second. Greg Rogers third. So I've already showed the Supreme, Sinatra. Showed that. The Brecker Brothers. The Brecker Brothers, $14.99. Rare Earth, One World, $19.99 for Rare Earth. Keith Moon, Two Sides of the Moon. Keith Moon from The Who, the drummer from The Who. $19.99 for Keith Moon. The Raiders, Indian Reservation, Quadraphonic Press. Just $19.99, Quadraphonic Press of Indian Reservation. That's cool. Took the whole Cherokee Nation. The Hollies, $9.99 for the Hollies. And Buffalo Springfield, self-titled, that is $39.99. All right, we have a new bidder on Led Zeppelin. Arm Lazelle's at 35. That means Greg Rogers, let me know if you're in or out. And Styx is at 22 with Burt Jordan. Fred Carnell, let me know if you're in or out. Susie Breedlove wants the Raiders. That's so to Susie Breedlove. Toots Live, Toots and the Maytals live, $49.99. $49.99. Never had this one before. Toots and the Maytals, that's $49.99. Netherlands, Dan Fogelberg, $9.99. But Blood Rock and Roll. Blood Rock and Roll. This is $19.99. Blood Rock, Neil Diamond, Touching You, Touching Me, $12.99. Jimi Hendrix at His Best, Volume 3, $24.99. Jimi Hendrix at His Best, Volume 3, $24.99. Fred says he's out on Styx, so Bert has that for $22. Final call. Travis Garrett said 12 on Hollies. The Hollies was $9.99. That was only $10. So if you want that, just say Hollies sold. Greg is at 37 on Led Zeppelin, and Kirk Fields wants the Dan Fogelberg. Dan Fogelberg. That is sold to Kirk Fields. Jimi Hendrix. Jimi Hendrix plays Monterey. Original motion picture soundtrack. Jimi Hendrix plays Monterey. A rare live recording of Jimi Hendrix's complete show at the Monterey Pop Festival. $34.99. Travis Garrett said sold on the Hollies. Has Travis bought from us before? Travis, I feel like you've bought from us before, but let me know if you haven't. I'll give you first-time buyer instructions. And Gene Vincent Memorial Album. 1979 French pressing. Gene Vincent Memorial Album. $24.99. Chris DeMoss wants Jimi Hendrix. And Chris, I'm assuming you want the Monterey. Darren Meyer, you were second. Travis, if you're a first-time buyer, thank you. And make sure you send our Facebook page a message. That's on Facebook, Collectco. We need you in our inbox with your mailing address and your email address so we can send you an invoice either tomorrow or Monday. We do $7 in limited shipping. $7 in limited shipping. Styx is sold to Burt Jordan for $22. Arm Lazelle was at 35 on Zeppelin. Then we had a bid of 37. Arm Lazelle, you are out. High bid on Zeppelin is 37. Buffalo Springfield does not, or does it? Does this one have it? Let's see here. Yes, it does, for what it's worth. Yes, it does. First track, for what it's worth. It's also on the Buffalo Springfield self-titled album. That sold to Steve Henry. Arm Lazelle's at 40. It's sticker. He offered 12 and it was only $9.99. Almost took his, Garrett almost took your offer. You're offering more than what we're selling them for. That's great. Best on Blood Rock. Wolves Council, I'll take $15 for that if you want it. All right, I'm going to read through these titles one more time while they're figuring out Zeppelin. Then I have another crate of new vinyl to breeze through right quick. We had a great selection of new vinyl tonight. I'm going to probably go through everything one more time. By the time I go through this crate, I probably can fit everything into one crate, and then we'll go through it one more time. I'm just going to read titles. If you want prices, let me know. The Doobie Brothers, Toulouse Street. Joe South. American Breed. Jefferson Starship. King Size Country. Rod Stewart Camouflage. The Elvis Unofficial, Mickey Newberry, Hank Williams Jr., Rolling Stones Got Live, Herman's Hermits, and Elton John. He says he's out. We have a new bidder at $39, but the high bid is $40. Led Zeppelin is at $40 of Arm Lazelle. $40 of Arm Lazelle. And Wolves Council said sold on Blood Rock. Sell that to Wolves Council for $15. Where did you buy a collection yesterday? We bought it in, I guess you consider that Donaldson. Yeah, Donaldson. We buy all over. Sometimes stuff comes to us. Sometimes I go to Hartsville, Mount Juliet, Nashville, Chattanooga. Hadn't been to Knoxville in a while, but sometimes we do. Dallas, Texas, Tampa, Florida. Wherever I was in Pennsylvania that time. Kansas City. Nice and Easy, Frank Sinatra, the Everly Brothers, Styx, Jimmy Reed, Ellington Jordan, Steve Goodman, Godley and Cream, Elvis Roustabout, Elvis, Dave Mason, Richie Havens, The Supremes, Sinatra, Gary Mulligan, Chet Baker, Keith Jarrett, Tommy Bolin, the Brecker Brothers, Rare Earth, Keith Moon, Toots and the Maytals Live, Neil Diamond, Jimi Hendrix, Gene Vincent, Led Zeppelin sold to Arm Lazelle for $40. Sold. Everly Brothers is how much? The Everly Brothers is a 2 LP compilation. Their greatest hits, 1999. Very clean. Let's see here. Let me see the Led Zeppelin one more time. And how much was the Mulligan? Gary Mulligan, Chet Baker, Carnegie Hall Volume 2, $19.99. Travis Garrett says he'll also take the Everly Brothers' greatest hits. All right. If you show the other side of the moon LP, it'll sell. Let's see what Wayne's talking about. Two sides of the moon. Some kind of cryptic, something we're not seeing here, evidently. Oh, the insert. Okay. Ah, of course. It's somebody getting mooned. There you go. Now, if somebody doesn't buy it, you have to, Wayne. That was the agreement we had. I don't know if you remember that, but that was the agreement we had. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Got new vinyl coming up now. I'll put up a couple new auctions as well. That was, two sides was $19.99, and it's a beautiful copy. Right, Seth? Well, Mike, let's see. Michael Nath says, which volume on Jimmy and Price? Michael Nath, that was Volume 3, Jimi Hendrix at his best, Volume 3, $24.99. Volume 3, $24.99. Mike Massey said, scratch that mistake. John Young offered half price. I think you're getting the time of the night confused. This is not amateur hour. This is sold to Michael Nath. And we got a crate of new vinyl. Audio Slave, Out of Exile. Audio Slave, Out of Exile, $59.99. This is 2 LP Audio Slave. Chris Cornell, this is $59.99. There's a lot of people who have already bought this from us this week. There's another 2, 4, 6, 7 copies of Audio Slave Out of Exile. I think most everybody has a copy already that would probably want one. If you don't, there it is. Stained, it's been a while. Stained is $38.99. The Cure, Disintegration in Leipzig. Disintegration in Leipzig, Germany, August 4th, 1990, FM broadcast, $29.99. The Steel Drivers, haven't had this in a while. Reckless, $29.99. The Steel Drivers, Reckless. The Grammy-nominated sophomore release from the Steel Drivers, including Where Rainbows Never Die, Ghost of Mississippi. That is $29.99. Let's see here. Do I have an Exile come? If not, add me. Can we check James Bragg's ticket for an Audio Slave Out of Exile? And if we don't have one, we will give you one. Billy Underwood wants the mulligan from the last crate. Sean Fairweather on The Cure. Sherry Darnell, you was on a waiting list for this, by the way. Sherry Darnell, you was on a waiting list for that. John Lee Hooker. John Lee Hooker, the complete album and 2 bonus tracks, $28.99. James Bragg, you've already got one. John Lee Hooker, self-titled, $28.99. The Galaxy album, plus 2 bonus tracks, $28.99 for John Lee Hooker. Jethro Tull, this is David Johnson's. He was on a waiting list for that already. So if anybody wants on that waiting list now, we had a random copy come in. That's David Johnson's. There's another one. Whipped Cream is $28.99. The 50th anniversary edition of Whipped Cream and Other Delights, remastered from the original analog tapes, $28.99 for Whipped Cream. $28.99 for Whipped Cream. The Best of the Yardbirds, Sherry Darnell, you was on a wait list for this already. Featuring the hits For Your Love, Heart Full of Soul, Still I'm Sad, Shapes of Things. That's on blue vinyl, $38.99. $38.99. The Beastie Boys, Paul's Boutique, $38.99 for the Beastie Boys, Paul's Boutique. $38.99. I don't know who asked about that the other night, but they randomly came in. They randomly showed up this week. Brian White wants the Herb Albert, and is the Audio Slave 2005 Blue Edition. No, Audio Slave is a new release that came out Friday. This has not been pressed in almost 12 years. This is a new release import on black vinyl, $59.99. Mike, the one you're asking about is about $300 right now on Discogs. That has been out of stock. It actually has been out of print since 2005. I think that's when this album came out, wasn't it? Yeah. You're talking about the OG. That would be very expensive. Sealed, that would be very expensive. That was a waiting list. We already had one popped up. Jim Engelman on Paul's Boutique and Michael Bohannon on Paul's Boutique. David Johnson, the Jethro Tull was $38.99. $38.99. Blues Traveler, Travelers and Thieves, that is $49.99. And Traffic, Port Chester 1970. Traffic. There's Steve Winwood, $36.99. $36.99. Live Traffic, $36.99. Audio Slave is $59.99. Audio Slave is $59.99. That's a great $60 alternative to the $200 and $300 versions that's been out there for a while. Stained, it's been a while, $38.99. The Cure Live, $29.99. The Steel Drivers, Reckless, $29.99. John Lee Hooker, $28.99. The Yardbirds, $38.99. Blues Traveler, $49.99. And Darren Meyer wants the Traffic Live Chester, Port Chester, 1970. That's sold to Darren Meyer. All right, I got a crate of new arrivals for you. We love new arrivals. Let me get to those. I'll put up a couple new auctions with this crate. Let me see what we got in here first. Let me see what we have in here first. I've also got a whole crate of Elvis that we might knock out here in a second. Let's see here. Before I do this crate, give me a second. I might want to go through, let's see. Find that crate. Yeah, let me go through this one. I think I went through this one late, not last night, but the night before, and there were some really good titles in here, so I wanted to go through these one more time. Any punk hardcore tonight. I do have a crate of that. Didn't really make plans to go through it, but we can try to. And let me find my Japanese crate, and we'll go through some of that as well. All right. Let's see here. This is another BG's that was check condition, My World, and let's put this rainbow up that was also check condition. Okay, so this is the BG's Best Collection. My World, the BG's Best Collection, with Obi, 2LP. We've graded this one EX. So it's not pristine, as you would see most of our Japanese pressings, or most of the Japanese pressings in general. Very nice copy, though. Very clean. There's the insert. And this is called the BG's Best Collection, My World. $25 start. $25 start on that. BG's Best Collection, My World. $25 start. Rainbow. Rainbow is an EX copy. This is a $35 start. $25 on the BG's. Rainbow, very nice. Not pristine, but not bad. And this one is called Down to Earth. Down to Earth. That's a $25 and $35 start on those. That was the only two Modest Mouse titles we had, Austin. That was the only two. Okay, let's go through this crate. We have Club Paradise, original motion picture soundtrack. Does have some cover damage there, as you can see. Got a little welt, but that's got a lot of artists that I've never seen this before. Jimmy Cliff, Elvis Costello. That's $14.99. That's the Club Paradise soundtrack. UK $19.99. That's UK self-titled. Buckwheat, moving on. Buckwheat, $14.99. Bob Dylan, Empire Burlesque, $34.99 for Bob Dylan. Empire Burlesque, $34.99. Paintings, Mike Quattro Jam Band. Paintings, $24.99. Mike Quattro Jam Band. Newport in New York, 72. The Jam Sessions, Volume 3, Volume 4, $24.99. Newport and New York, Volumes 3 and Volume 4. Sorrells, this is $12.99. Sorrells Picard, $12.99. Pink Floyd Metal, $64.99. Pink Floyd Metal, $64.99. And this was a 71 Los Angeles press, $64.99. Pink Floyd Metal. Baby, sealed, and it's numbered on the back, which is, it's not really a newer record. I thought that was weird. Sealed and numbered. It says mono. Baby has this hype sticker. It says DJ copy, not for sale. Not for sale, $29.99. Glenn Miller in Hollywood, music from films. That is sealed, $19.99. Lionel Richie, $12.99. Lionel Richie, self-titled. The Beatles Early Years Volume 1 and Beatles Early Years Volume 2. One of these is sealed and the others is open. So Volume 1 is open, Volume 2 is sealed. $19.99 and $24.99. That's what we have there. Volume 1, Volume 2. Julie London. So I think the actual name, I guess you call it self-titled, but it's Julie. $34.99. And this is a 1958 stereo. $34.99. Stone Ground, $19.99. 1971 white label promo. Stone Ground, $19.99. Eric Carbon, Boats Against the Current, $9.99. Bob Dylan and the Band, Royal Albert Hall, $44.99, and that is an unofficial $44.99. Julie London, Love Letters, $14.99 for Julie London, Love Letters, $14.99. Jacob Magnuson, Special Treatment, $9.99. Jacob Magnuson, $9.99. Special Treatment, $9.99. Contact, Sounds of Mod, $16.99. Bob Dylan, Bobby Vinton, Chad and Jeremy, Yardbirds, and Dave Clark 5. The Allman Brothers Beginnings, $34.99. The Allman Brothers Beginnings, which is a 2 LP of their first and second album. Keith Richards, Talk is Cheap, $19.99. Keith Richards, Talk is Cheap. The Best of Cream, $34.99. Best of Cream, $34.99. What a nice copy. $34.99. Very nice, actually. That's the U.S. version. Wings at the Speed of Sound. This is in shrink wrap with this hype sticker, $24.99. Wings at the Speed of Sound, $24.99. Shrink wrap and hype sticker on that one. Pamela Yeager wants Cream. If anybody wants the Bee Gees, it's a buy it now for $25. If anybody wants Rainbow, it's a buy it now for $35. So $25 and $35 buy it nows. I'll put those away and put up 2 new ones in just a second. Justin Hayward, Songwriter, $14.99. Stephen Stills 2, $14.99. And Andrew Gold, All This in Heaven 2. That's a sealed copy, $14.99. Do the Love, Bob Thiel, $9.99. The $1 Million Quartet, $29.99. That's a 1986 Portugal pressing. The Rolling Stones, Emotional Rescue, $29.99 for the Rolling Stones Emotional Rescue. Ry Cooder, Bop Till You Drop, $19.99. Mrs. Brown, You've Got a Lovely Daughter. That is sealed, $14.99. Herman's Hermits soundtrack. Casino Royale, $19.99. It's in the original baggy sleeve, $19.99. Music by Burt Baccarat. Pat Travers, Making Magic, $19.99. Spats, $34.99. And Gary Lewis and the Playboys, Golden Greats. Gary Lewis and the Playboys, Golden Great, $12.99. I'm going to put away the Bee Gees. If anybody wants this one, it is a $25 buy it now. That's the Bee Gees Best Collection, My World. That is a $25 buy it now. If anybody wants that, I'm going to set that right over here on top of AC/DC, Stiff Upper Lip. I need to put that back with a new vinyl. So let me do that in just a second. And then let me put away the Rainbow. This was a $35 buy it now. Down to Earth, Rainbow, Richie Blackmore. Brian C. wants the Pat Travers. Let me pull that for Brian C. That's sold to Brian C. Let me lay that there. What happened to it? Right here, Making Magic. That's sold to Brian C. 10 Years After, What? And 10 Years After, Shh. And James Bond's Greatest Hits, 1999. That looked like I think we determined that was a French pressing, 1999. Let me grab 2 new auctions, I think from one of these crates right over here. Let's do a copy of something and something. Let's do a copy of, let's do this Mothers of Invention unofficial. And this Bob Dylan that's a VG Plus. Here we go. Frank's Mothers of Invention. Frank's Mothers of Invention, which is an unofficial. I don't know a lot about this, but it's got a really cool cover. I can tell you that with the monsters and stuff on the side. It's on the Bazaar label, but it is an unofficial. That is a $15 start. Frank's Mothers of Invention, $15 start. And then Bob Dylan, Bringing It All Back Home. It's on the second label, VG Plus vinyl. That is a $15 start. $15 start on those. Pam Dickens wants Bond's Greatest Hits. That's sold to Pam Dickens. Just asking, are the posters with the 10 Years After? No poster with that one. And no poster with this one. Roger Hodgkin, In the Eye of the Storm. That was $14.99. Hot Rod, Charlie Ryan, $49.99. Sean Cassidy, Under Wraps, $14.99. Fred Astaire, Attitude Dancing, $9.99. Mickey Newberry, The Sailor, $24.99. And the New Country and Western Roundup box set, $24.99. Brian C's at $15 on Frank Zappa. Alan also bid $15. Colin also bid $15. Sherry Darnell wants the Bee Gees' My World. The buy it now for that was $25. What did I do with the Rainbow? Did I set that over here? Yeah, Rainbow is still available if anybody wants that. Only thing that has not sold tonight. And then we had, do you have any Van Halen right here, right now? That was a record store day only. We do not do record store day titles. Those are all gone. I'm sure most stores across the country are sold out. I checked eBay. That's selling for about 150 plus right now on eBay. Some have sold as high as 200. So if you don't have one already, unless you get lucky, they're not going to be cheap. That's probably going to be about a $200 record for a while. Mothers of Invention 15, 20, and 25. Chad, do you ever get any Rory G? As in Rory Gallagher? I get it quite often, unless there's an artist that's called Rory G that I'm not familiar with. Mothers of Inventions at 25. And let me figure out what I've got right over here. So we went through that crate and that crate and that crate. And let's see. That would be great. We don't sell unprocessed records. That would be disastrous. If I went to the back and got a crate of records that have never been processed, John's never touched, it would be disastrous because the conditions and, you know, we don't know what they are, what the price them. Yeah, it would be a complete and utter disaster. It'd be a complete and utter disaster. Okay, let's see here. Maybe Kenny G's brother, possibly. Okay, no bids yet on Bob Dylan, looking for a $15 start. I'm going to go through a bin of new vinyl that was up front here. I saw a couple really good looking titles in here, like the Misfits, the Collection Volume 2. That is $36.99, the Misfits. We have Tom Petty, Full Moon Fever, $36.99 for Tom Petty, Full Moon Fever. Smashing Pumpkins, Pisces Iscariot, that is $39.99. XTC Skylarking, that is a remastered 200 gram, $33.99 for XTC. Garage Inc. by Metallica, 3LP, $54.99 Metallica. Beth Hart, My California. Beth Hart is $29.99. Transparent red vinyl. Leonard Skinner, pronounced Leonard Skinner, new and sealed, $36.99. Hardy, the Mockingbird and the Crow, $34.99. And Black Sabbath Paranoid, $29.99 for Black Sabbath Paranoid. The Mothers is at $30 with Alan. Bob Dylan's at $15. As soon as I'm done with this bin, I'll probably start doing some on-sale stuff. 50% off, etc. I think y'all would like to see some of that stuff. I don't think y'all would disagree. We'll do some on-sale after this crate. Talking Heads 77, $31.99. Moby Play was $39.99. The Beatles Rubber Soul, the Beatles, that's a stereo remaster, $36.99. Fleetwood Mac Rumors, if you don't have one already, there's the 2LP 45 RPM Palace pressing, $59.99. The Mothers is at $30. Bob Dylan's at $15. Final call on both of those. Boston, self-titled, $28.99. Britney Spears Greatest Hits, $44.99. ZZ Top Eliminator, that's on gold vinyl, $31.99 for ZZ Top Eliminator, gold vinyl pressing of that. Nirvana's Nevermind, $36.99. Chris Stapleton Traveler, that is $36.99. Oasis, $38.99. What's the Story? Morning Glory. Genesis, We Can't Dance, $42.99. Nickelback, All the Right Reasons, $31.99. Slipknot, The Gray Chapter, $36.99. Coulter Wall, self-titled, $29.99. And Led Zeppelin, $31.99. Steve Henry on ZZ Top. Steve Henry wants one of the ZZ Top Eliminators. Nirvana, sold to George Ellis, that's Nevermind. Mark Stropes on Nickelback, All the Right Reasons. Mothers of Invention is sold to Alan Totten for $30. And Justin Dean gets the Bob Dylan for $15. Those are all sold. All right, anybody else in that crate? That was Led Zeppelin, Coulter Wall, Slipknot, Nickelback, Genesis, Oasis, Chris Stapleton, ZZ Top, Britney Spears, Boston, Fleetwood Mac, Moby, Talking Head, Beatles, Black Sabbath, Hardy, Leonard Skinner, Beth Hart, Metallica, XTC, Smashing Pumpkins, Tom Petty, and the Misfits. Ever get any Mono KO? Never heard of Manu KO. Might have to update me on that one. Let me go grab a bin of some on sale stuff. We'll go do that right now. I'll be right back. I'll still talk to you when I'm in the back, but you may or may not be able to hear me. So let me go do that right now. All right, I got a crate of 45s underneath here too. We might do something with those on auction. We'll see what we got here. Was that a toilet flushing? That was me drinking a Monster. Did you have a stiff upper lip earlier? That was AC/DC. James Bragg said, send Brittany a gray chapter and charge me for it. So tag a Slipknot gray chapter to James Bragg and send it to Brittany. You want to do that for anybody else? Just let me know. You can buy everybody watching a copy. You can buy everybody watching a copy of Warrant Cherry Pie. I've got a few I need to sell. I got probably 150 copies of Cherry Pie in stock or more, probably 200. I don't really know. What did I come over here to do? I came over here to grab this box of 45s. Let's see what's in it. Let me grab, I can't remember what I've gone through and what I haven't gone through. Dire Straits, that looks good. Uh-oh, the Beatles. I'll show those in just a second. All right, let's do some half off. AC/DC. Yes, AC/DC was right here. Stiff upper lip, $34.99. I need to go through our new vinyl. After this. We had some great new vinyl titles tonight. Most of it got wiped out, but there's still a couple where I had duplicates left over. All right, half off vintage. Half off vintage. We've got the Electric Horseman soundtrack. Willie Nelson doing the music. $10. Half off bin means this is stuff that's been here a year or longer. It's been here 1 year or longer. We're going to do it half off. And it's all first come, first served, just like all the others. Half off. AC/DC sold to Brent Rabley. Electric Horseman was $10. Al Jarreau, Breaking Away, $5 for AJ. The American Breed is $6.50. John Denver Windsong, John Denver's $5. Leon Redbone, Double Time, Leon Redbone, $10. Collector's Records of the 50s and 60s, Volume 8. Volume 8, that is $5. That Boy Chevy by Noah, $7.50. Dan Fogelberg, Twin Sons of Different Mothers, that is $5. Rick Gretsch, The Last 5 Years, $7.50. Survivor, Vital Signs, $12.50 for Survivor, Vital Signs. Eddie Cleanhead Vinson, Cleanhead's Back in Town, $10. Bruce Springsteen, The River, $15 on Bruce Springsteen. Moody Blues, Seventh Sojourn, that is $7.50. Speaking of mothers, do you have any Mother's Finest, like funk rock? Yeah, those pop up sometimes. Those pop up sometimes. You just got to watch what happens in our crates. You never know. All right, John Duran wants the Volume 8. Tom Ulanowski on the American Breed. Hendry wants the AJ, the Al J. That's sold to Hendry. And Michael Nath wants the Vinson, Eddie Cleanhead Vinson. Those are also. Still got Bruce Springsteen and Moody Blues. The Outlaws, Ghost Riders, $10. Sally Eaton, Farewell American Tour, $7.50. Burbank, $10. I bet this is a Warner Brothers compilation. Let's see if this is a Warner Brothers compilation. We're off to a good start. Tower of Power, Curved Air, Alice Cooper, Van Dyke Parks, Arlo Guthrie, LaBelle, John Cale, John Baldry, Deep Purple, Martin Mull, John Renbourd, Matthew Ellis, Jeff and Maria Muldar. And the other disc is Mark Volman, Captain Beyond, Bob Weir, Zephyr, Fanny, T-Rex, Foghat, The Meters, and Jimi Hendrix. That's Burbank, as in Burbank, California, Warner Brothers Records. That's a 2 LP compilation. Steve Henry, First of the Outlaws. 10 Years After, Cricklewood Green, $7.50 for 10 Years After. Dominic Trier, what's that say? T-R, Trio, Torino, Troano, $5. Illusions on a Double Dimple Triumvirate, $7.50. There's a Kind of Hush All Over the World, $5 for Herman's Hermits. Bob Riger wants 10 Years After, sold to Riger. Mick Taylor, $10 for Mick Taylor. Buzzy Buzz Linehart, $7.50. Peter Heimelman, that is sealed for $10. Pure buckwheat honey, $15. Pure buckwheat honey, DJ sticker on the front. Neil Diamond stones. Neil Diamond is sealed, unopened. $10 for Neil Diamond stones. Susad and the Next is $5. Happy is the Sunshine Company. That is $12.50. The Tasmanian Devils, $7.50. Broadway High Life. Harper's Bazaar, Anything Goes. Harper's Bazaar, $10. Both Sides of Herman's Hermits. That is $5. 10 years after, Stonehenge. Stonehenge is $10 for 10 years after. Tamalpas. Boy, let's see here. This is a white label promo. That is $5. Tama Law Pious Exchange. I feel like that was just completely butchered. Feeling Groovy by Harper's Bazaar. That is $10. Patti LaBelle, In Love Again, $5. Bernie Taupin, Try, Bernie Taupin, $7.50. He wrote a few songs that you probably know. Earl Thomas Conley, Treading Water, Earl Thomas Conley, $7.50. Al Stewart, Year of the Cat, was a VG Plus 750, was 10 years $750. Yes, the other one you got was $750, and the other one in here is also, no, that one's $10, but the one you got was $750, Bob. Brent Rabley on HB, Harper's Bazaar, that's sold to Brent Rabley. David Johnson, the Burbank Sampler. The Burbank Sampler was $10. $10. The Best of Elvin Bishop, Crabshaw Rising, Elvin Bishop, white label promo, $10. The Moody Blues, Long Distance Voyager, $7.50. Log is a Messina on Stage, $7.50. The Compton Brothers, Haunted House, Charlie Brown, sealed, $10. The Kentucky Gentleman, Heading South, Kentucky Gentleman, $7.50. Gary Glitter's Gang Show, Mega Glitter Rock Alive, $7.50. Caught in the Act, Dick Gregory, $10. David Benoit, well, he watches our shows, doesn't he? Here's your album, This Side Up, David Benoit, $5. There he is. Jimmy McElroy, More Than I Can Bear, $10. Chris McGregor, Brotherhood of Breath, Country Cookin', $7.50. Dave Grusin and Lee Ritenour, Harlequin, $7.50. Dave Grusin and Don Grusin, Sticks and Stones, $7.50. Barbara Streisand, Wet, $4. American Gigolo soundtrack, VG Plus, $7.50. Nat King Cole, The Greatest of Nat King Cole, Volume 1, $10. Burbank to Wayne Titsworth for $8. Let me find that. We're going to sell that to Wayne for $8, as long as David Johnson doesn't want it. David technically asked how much, so that could be his if he wants it. Jimmy Davis and Junction, Kick the Wall, that's $10. That has been ultrasonically cleaned too. Python Lee Jackson in A Broken Dream, $12.50. Moody Blues, On the Threshold of a Dream. On the Threshold of a Dream, $7.50. Laura Loftus, Nat King Cole. That's the 2 LP hits. That's sold to Laura Loftus. Hold Me Tight, Johnny Nash, $5. Somebody asked, what's the quality? These are, well, if I don't say the condition, then it's the normal EX Plus Near Mint Minus, unless you hear me say VG Plus or VG or EX. Then it's the standard. It's the standard. Susie Breelove said Kentucky 7. I think that was for the Kentucky Gentleman. That was $7.50. Sell that to Susie for $7. Pam Dickens wants the Johnny Nash. Chris Farrar was second. And how much was Triumvirate? That is Triumvirate was the Double Dimple. That was, what happened to it? That was Rob Scheffler, $7.50. The Best of Grin featuring Niles Lofgren, $10. The Lovin' Spoonful, you're a big boy now. $6.50. The Lovin' Spoonful, you're a big boy now. $6.50. Latoya Jackson, Heart Don't Lie. Latoya sealed $15. Farquhar, $12.50. Self-titled. That is available. Tom Ulanowski wants the Lovin' Spoonful. Rob Scheffler says he will give it a try, and that was a triumvirate. Darren Wortman on Al Stew. That has to be for Al Stewart. There's one in here somewhere. I think it was Days of, what was it? A Year of the Cat. I'm assuming that's what Darren wants it. And Chris, he just claimed it. Darren just bought that. Emmylou Harris Luxury Liner, $5. Astrology for Young Lovers. Astrology for Young Lovers, that's $12.50. And this is the Beach Boys MIU album. The Beach Boys MIU album, and that is $10. $10. Leslie Holt wants the Emmylou Harris. If anybody wants to make an offer on anything in here, please do that now. I'm going to read through these titles very quickly one more time. Chris Ferrara, you were second on Emmylou. Chris, you've been third 3 times in a row. You're a half step away from buying a lot of records tonight. Read through these titles. If I missed any offers, send them again. And we'll go through this, and then I'm going to find the nuclear furniture for James Bragg. Give me 1 second, and I will locate that. Okay, we have the Electric Horseman. That was $10. I actually thought I saw an offer on this. Yeah, Terry Westwood said Neil Diamond and Horseman, $15. Let me go ahead and do that. Terry Westwood, Neil Diamond and the Electric Horseman. Sell him both of those for $15. And then we had, he just commented again, that's sold. Randy Scarborough wants Elvin Bishop for $5. Let me find that for just a second. Let me read through this one more time, and then I'll find it when I get to it. John Denver Windsong, Leon Redbone, Noah, Dan Fogelberg, let's see, Rick Gretsch, Survivor, Bruce Springsteen, The River, Moody Blues, Sally Eaton, Dominic I forgot that one. I have to check the label again. Herman's Hermits, Mick Taylor, Buzzy Lienhart. I think Craig gave me the phonics on that a second ago. He gave me the phonics on this one. Peter Heimelman, which I think I'm still mispronouncing. Pure Buckwheat Honey, Susad and the Next, The Sunshine Company, Tasmanian Devils, Harper's Bazaar, Herman's Hermits, 10 Years After, and I don't even want to try to say that again. Okay, Randy, I hadn't found the other Elvin Bishop, I don't think. I don't think I got to yet. I still see your offer, though. I'm going to sell that to you whenever I get to it. Just let me find it first. Next comment was, Bob said he would take the other 10 Years After for $7.50. Sell that to Bob Reiger for $7.50. Carrie Gibbs said Bruce Springsteen 10, and Laura said Bruce Springsteen, that's at full price. So, Terry, here's how this works. Laura said she'll take it for $15. If you want it for $15, it's yours. You've got first dibs. By the way, it does include the lyric insert. So let me know if you want that for $15. I'd love to sell it to you because I think you're a first-time buyer. So let me know if you want that for $15. If you pass, that's sold to Laura Loftus. Carrie says, take it. Might be a first-time buyer. I don't recognize that last name, Tanner. New. So, Carrie, you're a first-time buyer. Thank you and welcome. You've caught us at a good time. We're doing half-off records and best offers. So make sure you message our page, CollectCo. We need your email address and your mailing address so we can send you an invoice. This is our 5th show of the week. We actually missed last night because I was out buying some stuff. Had to meet a guy after he got home from work. So we had to miss a show. We do usually 5 or 6 shows a week. And if I could, I would do 7. We usually have to take Sundays off just so we can get caught up with invoicing and send invoices. But the invoicing cycle starts on Monday for $7 in limited shipping. And like most people, they try to tune in whenever they can, pick up records. We have a group called Whole Lot of Records. We'll share that link. That's where we post pre-orders. So some people usually have an order, most people have an order every week between pre-orders, waiting list, and then we have 6 shows a week. You can tune in and buy records. You save a lot of money with the $7 shipping, especially if you buy a lot of new releases. You can get everything from us, $7. You get it in one package. That's how that works. So there you go. All right. Next was Edward Star Wars said PH12. Let me figure out what PH12 was. That could be this one right here. This was $10 after the half off. Edward, what was PH12? Remind me again what PH12 was. And then Patricia offered $6 for Herman's Hermits. That was only $5. We've had like people offering more all night than what the prices are. Patricia, Herman's Hermits 6, unless there's another one in here. So let me go ahead and pull that out. There's this one. It's also $5. Unless she's offering 6 for both of them, maybe. I'll find out. So let me go ahead and lay those out. Let's see what Patricia says. Carrie got the Bruce Springsteen. Fred, I don't think I've got to the Gigolo album yet. I haven't, so give me a second on that. And Edward says Peter 7. Okay. That is sold to Peter for 7. I'll do that for 7. And then Patricia, if you want both of these, I'll say both of those for $8. That's 4 and 4. $8 for both of those. If you want them, just say sold. The John Denver was $5. The John Denver was $5, Leslie. There's that record. Patti LaBelle, Bernie Taupin, Earl Thomas Conley. Best of Elvin Bishop. There it is. Sell that to... who offered 5 of that? Randy Scarborough. Sell that to Randy for $5. Leslie wants John Denver for $5. We have Moody Blues, Long Distance Voyager, Longas and Messina. Patricia's going to take Herman's Hermits for 4 and 4. The price on Longas and Messina was $7.50. The Compton Brothers, Haunted House, Charlie Brown. Gary Glitter, Dick Gregory, David Benoit, Jimmy McElroy, Chris McGregor, Dave Grusin, Barbara Streisand, American Gigolo. Sell that to Fred Carnell for $5. Edward Star Wars, let me know if you want the Loggins and Messina. If you don't want the Loggins and Messina, Edward, then I'm going to sell that to Laura Loftus. So that's Edwards if he says sold. Jimmy Davis and Junction, Python Lee Jackson, Moody Blues, Best of Grin, Niles Lofgren, Latoya Jackson, Farquhar. Astrology is sold to Terry Westwood for $8. That's sold to Terry for $8. And Aaron Gardner, Jimmy Davis, sell that to Aaron for $5. And the Beach Boys MIU album, that was $10. Gary Glitter Price, album or single? That was a full album. Gary Glitter's Gang Show, Mega Glitter, Rock Alive. Actually, it's got 4 tracks on it. Bebop Alua, Rock and Roll Part 1. Is that the Hey song? Or is that Rock and Roll Part 2? You know, I think y'all know what I'm talking about. Good Rockin' Tonight and Baby Let's Play House. Let's see. Edward Star Wars said sold, and that was on the Loggins of Messina. Gary Glitter is in prison. Yes, he's in prison for a very long time. In Venezuela, I think. Which I don't think is a good place to be either. He's in double trouble. He's in Venezuela and in prison. Okay. Aaron Gardner says Jimmy McElroy instead of Jimmy Davis and Junction. Okay, Jimmy McElroy. Almost lost my balance there. Don't need Chad to fall down and destroy a bunch of records and destroy himself in the meantime. That would not be good. I'll lay it right there for you, Tanner. There's that. Anybody else in there want anything? Let me know. Okay. Let me do some crate condensing here. Crate condensing coming up. Let's see. We've been through that one. That was... I got to find nuclear furniture. That's on my to find when I'm condensing. What do we have here? Let me put these over here. All right, there's those. Hey, an empty crate. I think the check condition was the nuclear furniture for James Bragg, Santana, Beach Boys, Boston, Frampton Comes Alive. Well, it wasn't in there. I thought it was. I don't think it's sold, though. Let me put these in here. Another empty crate. That's good. There's that stack of 45s I pulled out. Can all this fit into this crate? That would be amazing if it could. Let's see here. Bear with me. I'm doing some redecorating so I can figure out what we need to show one more time before we take a break. Try to do a recap of new vinyl before and after. I can condense those two, but I'm not going to do that right now. Let's see here. Let's see here. James Bragg, I will find that. So I'm going to do a recap of some of tonight's new vinyl while I put up some 45s up for auction. Let me see what I've got here in the 45 department. I've got, we might do a Beatles lot. We have Beatles, Vixen. Some of these I'll make a bite now in just a second. I was hoping I'd grab more Beatles, but I guess I didn't. Let's do like there's a couple more. There's a George Harrison and Wings. Let me do like a random 45 lot. Let's see. We got trying to keep it maybe similar genres, but this is tough. All right, we have Van Morrison, Sweet Thing, and Blue Money. That wasn't a good one. Yeah, let's do these three. We have Van Morrison, Sweet Thing, and Blue Money. Not a good one as in I don't have anything similar, but here's the closest thing I can find. James Brown, Kiss in 77, and Woman. So Van Morrison, James Brown, and then we have Strawberry Alarm Clock, Birds in My Tree, and Tomorrow. And here's where it'll really get odd. We've got Tiny Tim, Tiptoe to the Gas Pumps, and The Hickey on Your Neck. So, $5 start for these 445s. Tiny Tim, Strawberry Alarm Clock, James Brown, and Van Morrison. There's you a sampler of some music. And then the Beatles lot is going to be Wings, Goodnight Tonight, double-sided promo copy. George Harrison, Give Me Love, Give Me Peace on Earth, and Miss O'Dell. That's an original Apple. We have Twist and Shout, and There's a Place on Tolly. That's a VG. That's VG. These are EX Plus, Near Mint Minus. The Beatles is VG, and we have an original Capitol, Inner Light, and Lady Madonna, and this is VG Plus. So if you want to bid on these, just say Beatles. Also $5 start on this. So $5 start. You can distinguish those by saying Beatles, and just these put, I guess, 45s or lot, something like that. So there's two auctions. Okay, let's recap what we have in here. If you missed the first part of the show, you might like this. Def Leppard, Euphoria. Def Leppard is $39.99. That's a 2LP. Everything in here is new and sealed. Lots of restocks we haven't had in a while. Queen's Greatest Hits, Volume 2, $39.99. Queen's Greatest Hits, Volume 2, $39.99. Ozzy, Ordinary Man, $29.99 for Ozzy Osbourne. Ordinary Man, $29.99. Elton John, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, $49.99 for Elton John, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. David Bowie, Let's Dance. David Bowie is $31.99 for Let's Dance. New and sealed. Haven't had that one in a while. David Gilmour, still available, On an Island. David Gilmour, $34.99. The Beatles, 5, 6, 6, 5, 6, 7, 7. The only one to bid on this lot was Terry Westwood. He's at $5. That's going once, going twice. Primus, Frizzle Fry. Primus is $28.99. Ozzy, Black Rain. Black Rain is $39.99. Queen, Hot Space, $44.99 for Queen. Hot Space, Madman Across the Water. Elton John, $36.99. Cream, Wheels of Fire was $36.99. The Who, Who's Next is $36.99. Orlando is at 6. Sherry's at 8 on the 45. So we got $8 high bids on both lots now. Sherry's at 8 on these. Austin's at 8 on the Beatles. Top Gun, $28.99. Red Hot Chili Peppers, Blood Sugar Sex Magic was $44.99. Rancid, $29.99 for Rancid. Queen's Greatest Hits Volume 1. Queen's Greatest Hits Volume 1 is $39.99. A couple Beastie Boys restocks tonight. We sold out of a couple, but here is Beastie Boys Music. Beastie Boys Music is $49.99. Bruce Springsteen's Greatest Hits, $44.99. Terry's now the high bidder on both lots. He's at $15 and $12. Thin Lizzy, Jailbreak, $36.99. Beastie Boys Ill Communication is $49.99. Red Hot Chili Peppers Californication, $44.99. Lots of The Audio Slave Out of Exile, $59.99. Stained, It's Been a While, $38.99. The Cure Disintegration in Leipzig, $29.99. A couple of those left. The Steel Drivers Reckless, $29.99. John Lee Hooker is $28.99. The Best of the Yardbirds, that came out Friday. Blue vinyl, $38.99. And then Blues Traveler, $49.99. Laura Loftus wants the Queen's Greatest Hits Volume 2. That's sold to Laura Loftus. Queen sold to Laura. All right, Terry's the high bid on both of these, 12 and 15. Going twice, going 3 times. Sherry Darnell needs a copy of the Steel Drivers. And anybody else, let me know. Do you have any new House of the Holy? We do. Led Zeppelin House of the Holy is $31.99. $31.99 for Houses of the Holy. I think we've got 1, 2, 3. We've either got 1, 2, or 3 copies. I'm not for sure how many, but we have these right here. $31.99. $31.99. The Lion King did not come in this week. Usually those import copies, whatever release date it says, it's usually the next week. But that is an import. So, okay. Chris, let me know if you want that. Beatles 16. Angela Leckington wants Thin Lizzy. Angela Leckington on Thin Lizzy. That was Jailbreak, classic album. Chris Ferrara, there's his House of the Holy. Let me go ahead and pull my Steel Drivers too. That's sold to Chris and Chris. Top Gun is sold to, Thin Lizzy sold to Angela Leckington. Top Gun, Tammy Hinkle was $28.99. $28.99, and Jeff Ho also wants the House of the Holy. Tanner, those will be, if we do have any more, they're going to be on the back wall. And if that's the last copy, definitely need to grab some of those and Led Zeppelin 1. I think we're low again on Led Zeppelin 2, and we're low again on Physical Graffiti. Never can have enough Zeppelin, for sure. We keep Zeppelin in stock, lots of Metallica, lots of Pink Floyd, and lots of AC/DC, for sure. The Rancid was $29.99. Blues Traveler, Yardbirds, John Lee Hooker, Steel Drivers, The Cure, Stained, Audio Slave, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Beastie Boys, Bruce Springsteen, Queen, Rancid, $29.99. Red Hot Chili Peppers, Top Gun, The Who, Cream, Elton John, Queen, Ozzy, Primus, Gilmore, Bowie, Elton John, Ozzy, Def Leppard, and lots of Rush. Yes, we got every Rush album in stock from Hold Your Fire back. Nothing forward, but every Rush album from Hold Your Fire back. So if you need those, let me know. Any Turnstiles. I hadn't seen a copy lately. That's something that would pop up in one of our vintage bins, but hadn't seen a copy lately. Let's pull a Who's Next for Craig Johnson. That's a great decision. Craig Johnson gets a Who. All right. I think we're still bidding on the Beatles. Terry was out. Tammy Hinkle was in first. Pamela Yeager. Tammy Hinkle was in first with these at $16. So Tammy has those for $16. That's going twice, going 3 times to Tammy. And we can go ahead and sell these. Terry Westwood has these for $12. These 445s, those were sold to Terry for $12. Tammy wanted the price on Top Gun. I thought I did that one, but if I didn't, Top Gun was $28.99. Top Gun was $28.99. Let me lay those there. Let me see if I got a bin of vintage handy. I think I was going to go through one more bin and go ahead and take a break. We may have some putbacks, but we need to work on them during the break. So we may take a pause in just a moment. Brian White wants Queen's Greatest Hits Volume 1 because at this point, I'm going to go back through some more half off or go through a bin. Actually, I was thinking about going through this bin here. Fred Carnell says, never heard the price for Gary Glitter. Can I get it for $5? I will sell that to you for $5. Sorry, I thought I told you the price. Let me pull Gary Glitter out. And that was $7.50 after the half off. I'll sell it to you for $5 though. Brian White got a Queen. Here's a pretty recent bin of records right over here. Let's do these for, let's do the, let me see if I want to do them buy it now best offer or just straight up half off. Let me see what kind of titles. If we do them straight up half off, I have a feeling that might bring some people back to life. Right, Tanner? Yeah, let's do this bin. Okay, this is a pretty recent bin of titles that's been kind of laying over here maybe for a couple weeks or less. Let me bring these out and see what we got with these. Let me see what's in here though. Well, there's that record. I need to, I don't know if I want to pull that one or not. It's kind of pricey. I'm going to just lay it out for right now. I might show it. I'll discount it. And that one there. There's still some pricier records, but those are kind of odd, like Discogs types records. And I've pulled 2 records out. I'll still show them to you, but I've left everything else in here. We're going to do this being half off. Okay? All right. Where are we at on the records? Did Pamela Yeager say out? I'm waiting for Pamela. Tammy has these for 16. I was waiting for Pamela to say out, and then I'll put up another 45 lot. All right, let's do some half-off vintage right quick in this bin. Pretty recent stuff, so let's do it. These didn't come from the back. The Jazz Legend, Louis Armstrong, 2-record set. That is sealed, $12.50. $12.50 for Louis Armstrong, 2 LP sets sealed. The Tom Tom Club, Close to the Bone, from 1983. Tom Tom Club, just $15. Kyle Gregory first on Louis Armstrong. Let's go ahead and sell the Beatles lot to Tammy Hinkle for $16. Tom Tom Club is $15. We have Meisel Quintino, I think is what that said. That's from 2007, Switzerland. That is $8. Tony Shore first to the Tom Tom Club. That's sold to Tony Shore. The Roadie, there's that odd promo sampler type deal. $6.50 for Roadie. Asleep at the Wheel, Blondie, Eddie Rabbit, Jerry Lee Lewis, Hank Williams Jr. The Barbarians is $8. The top seam is split. $8 on that. Barbarians. Flux, Uncarved Block. That's from the UK, $12.50. This is Street Life. Act on Instrings, Street Life. $7.50 on Street Life. Stuff. Stuff is $10. Insiders, Ghost on the Beach. Insiders is $7.50. Henry Paul Band, Grey Ghost, $7.50. Henry Paul Band, Grey Ghost. Latternacken, first album, VG copy, $7.50. Ben R. TV Ruvi. Ben Ruvi. I have to say TV first to get it my brain to say that. Ben Ruvi, first on Stuff. Title in Limbo, The Residents and Ronaldo. $20 on The Residents. Title in Limbo, $20 on that. Any Trouble, Wheels in Motion, $7.50. And Ultimate Battle Weapon, Volume 1. This has ended up in a half-off bin. I think a couple people's claimed it, and then it's not what they thought it is. It's now $15. That's an EX copy. Where's my bin of 45s at? Let me see what I've got over here. Let me grab another handful, see if we can do some interesting lots. All right, there's Wings, Beatles, Wings. There's a Jimmy Buffett, Bubble Puppy, Clapton, Jimmy Buffett. There's a George Harrison. There's a Prince, or Jimmy Buffett, and there's a Beatles. There's another 4 of those. There's a Jimmy Buffett, and we had some in the other bin too. There's a Jimmy Buffett. There's a Jimmy Buffett. Let me get that other Jimmy Buffett. What did I do with those? Not for sure. Okay, let me put those there. So the next 4 45s is the Beatles, Baby You're a Rich Man, and All You Need Is Love. That's on the Apple and the Apple sleeve. George Harrison, Teardrops and Save the World. That's on his Dark Horse label. Wings, With a Little Luck. The Beatles, I'll Get You on Swan. The B-side is She Loves You. And Wings, Daytime, Nighttime Suffering, and Good Night Tonight. That's a good one. Those 545s, $5 start. So the Beatles, George Harrison, Wings, the Beatles, and Wings, 545s, $5 start. I'll have to step over here to figure out what we got in the Jimmy Buffett department. Where did I lay those at? I had to have moved the crate to get to them. I laid them over here. We got, let's see. And then whatever's left in here, I think we got enough almost to make like an 80s type lot, like Cyndi Lauper, Wham. I'll do that in just a second. Got to get creative with these instead of showing them individually. I like doing this. Okay, we have Jimmy Buffett, Bigger Than Both of Us. That's a double-sided promo. Jimmy Buffett, Dreamsicle and Fins. Jimmy Buffett, Beyond the End and Please Bypass His Heart. Jimmy Buffett, When the Wildlife Betrays Me. That's a double-sided promo. There are 4 Jimmy Buffetts, $5 start. So $5 start on Jimmy Buffett, and I think the Beatles have already got bids. Let me go back up to the top here. We had Stuff. Alan Totten was first on The Residents. That's this here. That's sold to Alan Totten. Ryan Anderson, you were second. We had the Beatles 5, then 10. Then 11 is the Barbarians and Mono. The Barbarians, Gavin, it's a Rhino reissue. It's a Rhino reissue. $8 on that. Half off. Top seam split. Beatles 15, Buffett 15, Buffett 5. Sherry was in first. Except Russian Roulette. That's a 2012 copy on red vinyl. $20. $20. Sell Michael Nath the Roadie comp for $5. Sell that to Michael Nath for $5. Do it yourself in during the blockheads, $10. Everything in here is half off. Half off. I'm telling you the half off price. Terry Westwood got the Accept. That's sold to Terry Westwood. Rye Cooter Borderline. That's a Rhino reissue. Just $10, 180 gram. Sissy Spacek, Hanging Up My Heart. $7.50. Dunn and McCashin. That is sealed from 1970. $10 on Dunn and McCashin. Eddie Schwartz, No Refuge. That is $7.50. T and Kara, As They Are. That is $7.50 from 1968. Brian Auger's Oblivion Express. $10 on Brian Auger. And we have Nat King Cole Story, Volume 1. His all-time great performances. $5. The Jimmy Buffetts are at $11 with Tammy Hinkle. I haven't seen a bid on the Beatles in a moment. Mitchell Thomas has that. That's the George Harrison Beatles and Wings lot. Mitchell has those for $15. Final call. We've already pulled Except for Terry. Edward wants RC. RC was Rye Cooter. That's sold to Edward Star Wars. Jimmy Buffett 11, now 15. Pamela Yeager put Nay. She meant Nat. Laura was second. So Pamela Yeager got Nat King Cole. We have the Sammy Davis Jr. Show. That is $5. Sammy Davis Jr. Show. Sammy Davis Jr. I've Gotta Be Me. 5 and 5 for Sammy Davis Jr. And another one. Sammy Davis Jr. Closest of Friends. That one's $5. Up and Duke's Workshop. Duke Ellington and his orchestra. $10 on Duke Ellington. Count Basie and the Mills Brothers. That is $5. KC Jazz with Count Basie from 1965. That's now just $20 in shrink wrap. Just $20 on that. WDAF Radio presents Kansas City Jazz with Count Basie. $20. Terry Westwood was first to Sammy Davis Jr. He wants both. He might want all three. So Terry, you were first. Let me know if you want Show, I've Gotta Be Me, or Closest of Friends, or you can have all three of them. I'll just lay those. He wants all three of them. I'll go ahead and tag them right now. So those are Terry Westwood's, Terry Westwood's, Terry Westwood's. Cindy Carroll was next on Duke. That's Duke Ellington to Cindy Carroll. Kyle Gregory was next on Count Basie. Tammy Hinkle was second on Sammy Davis Jr. And Michael Nath was first to the KC Jazz. There we have it. Update on our 45 lots. Pamela Yeager is at 17 on the 5 Beatles and Beatles related. Pamela is at 17 on that. And the Jimmy Buffett lot is with Sherry Darnell at $15. So 15 and 17. That's where we're at. Back to the half off stuff. John Lennon, Shaved Fish, a John Lennon hits comp, just $12.50. Somebody should definitely grab that. David Wright, original home band. This is, $20. David Wright, original home band, $20 on that. Moody Blues, Caught Live plus 5. $10, Moody Blues Caught Live plus 5, and Will and the Bushmen. Will and the Bushmen is sealed, just $10 for Will and the Bushmen. Doug and the Slugs, Wrap It. Doug and the Slugs is $5. And Paul McCartney, Venus and Mars. There's one of the inserts, which is the comparative sizes of the planets. Little strip has the sticker with it, and it also has the poster and booklet. That is complete with inserts, $15 on Venus and Mars. Pamela was at 17 on the Beatles. Fred said Laddernack and Price. Fred, that is VG, $7.50. John Young, first to the John Lennon. That's so to John Young. Terry Westwood, second. Austin Cauldron, third. Tammy's at 18 on the Beatles lot. Pamela's back in at 19. Tony Shore wants the Venus and Mars. Terry Westwood was second. Doug Kershaw, Swamp Grass, that is $10. Roseanne Cash, 7-Year Ache, $5. George Harrison, Dark Horse, with the alternate cover, $12.50. And Gene Krupa, Drummer Man, Gene Krupa, $10. Angela Leckington, you were third on the John Lennon. We can go ahead and sell the Jimmy Buffetts, though. The Jimmy Buffett 445 lot. That is no new bids. That's sold to Sherry Darnell for $15. Sherry got the Buffetts for $15. They're still bidding on the Beatles. Pamela's at 19. Waiting for Tammy to say in or out. Pamela Yeager first on R Cash. I'm going to lay that right here. Tanner knew what was about to happen. I was about to hide some 45s. That's sold to Pamela Yeager, Roseanne Cash. Terry Westwood first to the Gene Krupa. Austin Cauldron on Dark Horse. Home band label. Andy, that's David Wright, original home band. This label says Ying. This label says Yang. It looks almost like a private press or unofficial. It looks very weird. Our Spun Records, maybe, for distribution in booklets. It's definitely some kind of private press. $20 on that after the half off. Chris Farrar wants Will and the Bushman. That's sold to Chris Farrar. Tammy's out on the Beatles 45 lot. Let's go ahead and sell those to Pamela Yeager for $19. There's those right there for $19. Okay, Frank Sinatra, Adventures of the Heart. Frank Sinatra is $7.50. The Persuaders, Thin Line Between Love and Hate. The Persuaders is a 1972 white label promo. $20. $20 after the half off. The legendary Hank Williams. This is from Reader's Digest. It's sealed, $12.50. And that's a really good comp. It has lots of hits on it. Sealed, Cheating Heart, Hey Good Looking, Jambalaya. That's $12.50 from Reader's Digest if you're looking for a Hank comp. Johnny Cash, Any Old Wind That Blows, $10 on Johnny Cash. Terry Westwood on Hank. We have Grand Funk Phoenix. Grand Funk Phoenix is $10 for Grand Funk Phoenix. Good singing, good playing. Grand Funk Railroad, $10 on that. Ryan Anderson first to Johnny Cash. That's sold to Ryan Anderson. Nat King Cole, Wild as Love. Nat King Cole, that is $7.50. Alan Totten on the Grand Funk. That's sold to Alan Totten. Paul McCartney and Wings, Red Rose Speedway. This turned 50 years old this week. 50 years old this week. Red Rose Speedway, Paul McCartney, $12.50. Harry Chapman, On the Road to Kingdom Come. That is sealed for $10. And Gene Autry sings South of the Border. Gene Autry is $10. Gene sings South of the Border. Terry Westwood first to the Paul McCartney. Terry first to that. I'm going to read through those one more time. Those are all half off. Terry Westwood also wants the Gene Autry. That's so to Terry Westwood. I'll show those two titles that I pulled out. I'll make them a best offer. This one, I think this is the second one of this I've had because I remember the first one, a lot of people wanted it. This is the Chiodo's Bone Palace Ballet. Chiodo's Bone Palace Ballet. 2007 orange vinyl, $79.99. Chiodo's Bone Palace Ballet orange vinyl, $79.99 is what that's stickered. I will entertain offers. Beat Happening, Look Around. Beat Happening, Look Around is sealed from 2015. That is $39.99. Here's what's left in this bin. Here is what is left. Are you ready? We have Miso Quintino, I think is what I said that. Miso Quintino. That is $8. Flux uncarved block, $12.50. Street Life, Act on Instinct, $7.50. Insiders, Ghost on the Beach, $7.50. Henry Paul Band, Gray Ghost, $7.50. Ladder Knockin', first album, VG copy, $7.50. Any Trouble, Wheels in Motion, $7.50. Ultimate Battle Weapon, Volume 1, EX copy, $15 from 1998. Craig said he would give $8 for the Flux. Sell that to Craig for $8. Why is everything I love so expensive? That's how it usually is. That's how it usually is. If you're interested in one of those, though, make an offer. I mean, it's only been around for a couple months, but I'm like, I really don't want to do those half off. That's probably stuff I can throw on Discogs, and we probably can get those prices there. But I'd rather sell them to y'all. The Barbarians was $8. Ian Dury was $10. Sissy Spacek, Hanging Up My Heart, that is $7.50. Dunn and McCashin is Sealed, $10. Eddie Schwartz, No Refuge, $7.50. T and Kara, As They Are, $7.50. Brian Augers, Oblivion Express is $10. The Moody Blues, Caught Live, $10. We have Doug and the Slugs, Wrap It, $5 for Doug's and the Slugs. Doug Kershaw, Swamp Grass, $10. The David Wright Home Band, $20 on that. It's still available. Frank Sinatra's Adventures of the Heart, $7.50. The Persuaders, Thin Line Between Love and Hate, $20. Grand Funk, Good Singing, Good Playing, $10. Nat King Cole, $7.50. And Harry Chapman, $10, and that was sealed. We're going to sell James Bragg the Chiodos for $65. That's sold to James Bragg for $65. Progression, the Cannibal, is it? Not for sure. Let's see. We got a couple other Bob Riger 15 on Persuaders. This one here, sell that to Bob Riger for $15. Randy Scarborough wants the Moody Blues. That was Caught Love plus $5. And then Walt Cruz wants Doug and the Slugs. Doug and the Slugs. Let me find that. That's right here. I was reading other comments. I know what that is. And where it's at. Well, I thought I did. Let's see. That's Walt Cruz. Well. Timeout. Chapman, Nat King Cole, Grand Funk, Sinatra, David Wright, Kirsch. There it is. That's sold to Walt at the half-off sticker. Rick Perrine says Sinatra and Spacek for $5 and $5. There's Sinatra. There is Spacek. Sell those to Rick Perrine, $5 and $5. And we're going to sell Terry Westwood, the Henry Paul Band, also for $5. All right, that crate almost got knocked out. Anybody else? The only thing left is Harry Chapman, Nat King Cole, Grand Funk, David Wright, Doug Kershaw, Brian Auger, T and Kara, Eddie Schwartz, Dunn McCashin, Ian Dury. Sell that to Brian C. also for $5. The Barbarians, Ultimate Battle Weapon, Any Trouble, Ladder Knockin', Insiders, Street Life, and the Maso Quintino. And then this record, if anybody wants to make an offer, Beat Happening, Look Around. Okay, with that, we're going to take a break. So here's my plans for part 2. Nothing but on-sale records like this. Nothing but on-sale records like this. Half off, vintage, half off, 50% off. And then I'm going to keep doing 45 lots. I have an entire crate behind me. Beatles, stuff like this. I'll probably make lots. I was getting an 80 lots ready. Wham, Mike and the Mechanics, Cyndi Lauper, and who else was in here? I had somebody else. Prince. I'll do some like 80s lots. Maybe if there's enough of y'all come back, like Mike Massey, and y'all beg me hard enough to show the punk crate, I'll do it. So, you know, it wouldn't be fair if Mike Massey wasn't here. This is Vista, Everybody Wants to Be a Cat, Thomas O'Malley, Phil Harris, from the Walt Disney, Thomas O'Malley by Phil Harris, and Everybody Wants to Be a Cat, Phil Harris. I'll do that for $5. I'll do that one for $5. We got it stickered $9.99. The Ladder Knackin' was a VG copy, Allen, VG, $7.50. Okay, I'm going to pause there. I wasn't going to go eat, but I'm feeling like lightheaded. I'm drained. So I feel like I need some like Taco Bell. Nah, let me think on that. Maybe some Cookout. Cookout. What'd you say, Seth?
It's time to man up.
Cookout sounds better though. So yeah, chili cheese tots. Wow. Alan Taunton said 5. I will sell you ladder knocking for 5. Chili cheese tots and Wada Energy, Whataburger. What time is part 2? 11 o'clock. Sorry. 11 o'clock Central Time. 38 minutes. Set a reminder. Don't forget about us. It's Saturday night. You have nothing else to do. You have nothing else to do. Pretend like you don't have a wife and family. You don't have to get up in the morning. Just come back and buy records. All right. Or a husband and family. We have a lot of women watching. All right. Thanks, everybody. Be back in